What is going on, everybody? Timed that just right. What's going on, guys? This is episode 151 of Ghost in the Night. I am Phil. As always, the man drinking is Travis.
Fuck you guys.
Of course, I am not drinking. Do the shot. Do the shot. All right. Tonight's episode for 151 is the old-fashioned shit show.
No, it's just old fashions. Hand jobs. 1 through 10.
10 hand jobs? I'm old now. I
No,
can't do that.
rate them 1 through 10.
As in females?
Yeah.
I can't.
You know who I bet you gave a mean hand job? A mean old fashioned?
Who, me?
China.
Oh, be a little bit rough.
She'd literally rip your dick off your body.
God rest her soul. Rest in
Like,
peace.
what is it? Sada Abe? Sada Abe?
Jamie Laurel. What was her?
Joni Laurer?
Joni.
She was a porn star in her later years.
Her and X-Pac.
No, she like legit did porn.
Oh, that's right.
She signed a contract with like Vivid or some shit like that.
Yeah, after the
I totally
X-Pac
don't
thing,
watch porn. No, actually I do. I watch more than most people. Like I
It's
say,
for research purposes.
no, like I say all the time, like one of my favorite pastimes when I'm by myself is like I'll get on Pornhub or like X videos and just like hit that search bar and just see what, like just throw the most random shit I can in there and see if stuff pops up. Like some people I was living with a while back got into Magic the Gathering and I was like, I wonder. And it was the funniest shit because they were opening a whole box of packs and like I had made dinner and ate dinner. I'm sitting there like drinking coffee, watching Home Improvement while they're opening Magic cards. I was like, I feel like such a fucking dad right now. And then I pulled up Pornhub and I put in Magic the Gathering and sure as fuck there was 3 videos. One of them was a girl with like twisty horns and like fucking like Renaissance-esque lingerie and she's playing DJ.
I'm simple. I like my basic porn.
Just all you can see is just bush and fucking tracking lines from the VCR.
Yes. Or, back in the old day, when they,
I was going to go old days with porn too. Go ahead.
when, back when everything was, what's the word I'm looking for? It was on the cable, but you didn't have the channel. And every now and then you get a glimpse of something.
Yeah, you got one hand on your donger or one hand on the rabbit ears.
How do we get on
Why
this?
not? It's the shit show. But here's my old school, because this is too old school for me even technically, but I have a dad. Well, at one point in my life I had one.
Yes.
And he had porn. You're old enough to remember. I don't know if you owned them, but do you happen to remember when the VHS cassettes would come in those like oversized cardboard display boxes,
no,
and they were all in like plastic inserts. The VHSs were in plastic inserts that slid into the thing.
No, I
always wondered why. I was like, is that strictly for display purposes so you have more surface area to be like, look at this woman's vagina that has a tiny little star over it because it's for fucking sales?
No. I don't remember those. I do remember video stores back. There was one in as soon as you cross over going into
is it Johnson City?
I don't think
Tennessee.
As soon as you cross over 75 into Tennessee, there was that place on the left. The truck stop /
Oh, is it Lions Den?
It's
usually Lions Den right off the highway because like I'm open about like I enjoy going to porn shops and shit like Hustler Hollywood. Love it.
I haven't been there in years,
dude. Like I literally like when I go through phases where I actually have friends, and then I go through phases where I don't hang out with anybody, like years at a time.
It happens.
That's my fucking spot when I'm like actively hanging out with all my friends. That is my place. I go there for stocking stuffers, and I get like a bunch of in the front area, like they have all like those funny ass magnets and lighters and fucking necklaces with like you can flip the Hustler shirt off the naked girl and shit. I used to love getting like lube and like fucking like. One year, actually, my ex brought back a bunch of those business cards that the escorts use and strippers use in Vegas. And I went to a couple of my friends' house and I put them in their stockings, but exclusively the friends that were in relationships, just because it would be funny to me, because I'm a sack of shit. Also, my best friend, I got his birthday present from Hustler Hollywood one year. It was a pocket pussy. And on one end was a pair of red lips, and on the other end was like a molded butthole. And then I got him a bottle of lube that was shaped like a 7.62 round, and it was called gun oil. and a fucking midget porn on DVD.
It's been, I know at least 3 years probably since I've been in there. Jamie knows what I'm talking about, the place in Tennessee right out, as soon as you cross over the state line, basically.
You know me, I don't travel very much.
She knows. It's a truck stop /
It's got to be Lions
and there's
Den.
a church there. I think there's a cross right there. One of them big crosses right there.
Oh,
too.
dude, when we went to fucking Put-in Bay for the bachelor party,
Uh-huh.
fucking, like, Matt and I stopped for gas in bumfuck middle of nowhere. Like, an hour south of Sandusky-ish. I don't know where the fuck we were. And, dude, sure as shit, we're getting gas at this big-ass, like, Thornton's or whatever the fuck it is. And across the street, there's one of those, like, it looked like an old, like, prom dress shop or, like, wedding boutique that was transitioned into a porn shop. And they had across the windows, it said, "Truckers, welcome." I was like, yeah, no fucking shit. Because the only people that are going to places like that are truckers and dudes that are trying to cheat on their fucking wives. Speaking of.
Okay.
I heard this on Brohio, I think. It was a story about a girl who got cheated on by her husband or boyfriend, and she found out that the way they were setting up their rendezvous was through Pokemon Go. They would send each other gifts from certain places around town on the days where they were going to be like, "What's your pussy look like?" Yeah. I was like, dude, that's shady as fuck, but also ingenious as shit.
It is.
Because that's why, like, if you spin a Pokestop, you can get a gift from that specific Pokestop, and it has a picture of it and the name of it and everything. So, like, it's an exact geotagged location that you can send somebody.
That is entirely too much like work.
Not really. All you got to do is stand by it and go, gift, send to friend, done. Next thing you know, I love you.
I guess if you're,
I came in fired up tonight.
You
I
did?
don't know why. I had a fucking shitty day, man.
I had a shitty weekend. Speaking of that,
Tim's here. Hi, Tim.
Let's talk about my shitty weekend. For those of, I got...
Be careful. There's people in here.
No. Oh, no.
What did you do to my sweet baby Feel?
No. Well,
did she violate you?
They all violate me.
How wide is your butthole right now?
Oh, it's...
In inches, not centimeters.
2.
Could you pass a pool ball?
No. No, I'm not even that.
So we're not even getting into that. That was a part of the weekend, but we're not going to get into it.
Is it getting hot in here, or is it just me? No, I got the shot. Yeah, I broke down. My mother guilted me.
Congratulations. Now you're filled with 5G.
No, yes. Well, the way I look at it is, they say a side effect of sterilization. It's cheaper than a vasectomy.
I mean, that's a good way to look at it.
That's the way I look at it. But no, so I was expecting not to feel very well.
Yeah.
Sunday.
So you just canceled plans and shit?
No, I just was expecting it.
I felt really good Sunday. I got off in time to watch the second half of the Cowboys game, and we won a nail biter. Yeah, see? Exactly. This is what I was referring to.
No.
Oh, shit. We're in some hot water now. Hold on. Let me turn on the burner.
No. Relax. No, so I was expecting to feel like shit. So I went out Saturday evening, had
where the fuck is Tyler? Sorry, that just
had a wonderful time. So don't get an attitude, sweetie. Jeez.
You used to talk to me like that, you son of a bitch.
And I didn't get home until about 1:00, and so about 2:00 by the time I went to bed. My neighbors decided they were going to have a little domestic violence issue at 5:00 in the
Which
freaking
neighbors?
morning. Across the street.
Across the street, one over?
Yes. Oh, no, 2 over. But
Okay.
next to the house that we always talk about. Apparently, I had to hear all about at 5:00 in the morning how her sister's a whore doing her baby daddy.
Hot.
I mean, it was so freaking loud. I thought they were, and shit was getting slammed. I thought somebody was breaking into the car.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it happened to us. I got my own story.
So my ass hopped up with a quickness.
Right. Grab that old Saturday night special.
Trust me, there was one close by. I opened the door, and they're across the street yelling. I was like, okay. So naturally, me being the nib shit that I am, I was listening.
Yeah.
I'm up now.
You either go smoke a cigarette or you sit on the couch and crack the window.
So she's yelling at him, or him and her.
God damn it, Earlene!
So they leave. She's on the phone leaving messages, calling her a whore, all this shit. Finally, the cops show up, thank God, about 6 o'clock, an hour later. And I'm like, cool, this is over. Hell no. Cops left. I said, I'm going to lay back down. No. She started in again, called, leaving voicemails again, outside.
Outside your house, or just screaming to the point that you could hear?
On the front porch. On her front porch. She was outside.
I mean, it's not far away, for real.
Oh, no. How she's going to kick her ass and all this. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, for the love of...
I don't understand that shit. I don't understand why, first off, I don't understand what... Hey, what's up, Izzy? First off, primero, I don't understand the... What's the word I'm looking for? The how... frequently it seems to be that people are fucking their significant others, siblings, and relatives. Because as soon as I'm dating somebody, if I'm dating someone and they have a hot sister, that sister automatically has a dick. It's just like if you come around with a chick and you guys are talking and shit, that female automatically has a dick in my mind. It is no longer it's just not a thing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think.
And then on top of that, the fact that most of the heat gets thrown at the sibling or the fucking family member, but it's like, how do you decide that?
I don't know.
I think you should be equally pissed at both fucking people. You're like, you're a whore, fuck you, Jerry, fuck you, Barbara Jean.
I promise we're going to get to some paranormal headlines in a minute.
Skip ahead on the podcast platforms to about 4 minutes before the end of this podcast.
Right. But now that you think, I'm trying to think of my illustrious past of women, how many have had sisters?
I don't think I've never, let me make sure.
I've
never fucked around with anybody related to anybody that I was or talking to. I've fucked around with friends of them in my younger years when I was a young, dumb sack of shit, but, that's neither here nor there. I'm a different person now.
Brother. No.
You fucked 3 of her brothers?
No, I'm just thinking of women that I've dated who have had siblings. I'm trying to think of even ones that have had sisters. I was married to one that had a sister.
Did you fuck her?
No.
You had a boy. Good job.
In high school, I dated a girl who had a hot sister, but she was, she's like 2 years younger than us.
I've been with women that have hot moms. Never fucked any of them. I've been open about being like, yeah, your mom's a very attractive woman. But, I mean, it's like I said, as soon as if I'm with somebody, especially now that I'm older,
right?
Like, it'd be like fucking the people I live with. Like, she might as well have a penis. That's disgusting.
You're the man, Lamont.
That's gross.
Well, it depends.
At the same time, that's gross.
That is a little sick. That is a Pornhub special right there.
That's gross. To bang a mom, if it's a mom and daughter at the same time, be like, come here.
It depends.
Come here.
At the same time, oh, absolutely.
Now that you've seen where you came from, taste it.
That would be kind of weird. Now, separately, I depending on the age difference and how hot the mom is. Of course, I've never dated a girl with a hot mom, I don't think.
Oh, that's much better. That's the daughter. He says the daughter hooked him up with her mom after they broke up. That's cool.
Oh, that's love.
I just automatically assumed it was at the same time, which that's gross.
Now that shit was going on. What group was it? Def Leppard that talked about that and that.
We're talking about hair metal bands. Nothing is off the table with hair metal bands.
Nah,
Motley Crue put their cocks in burritos so that they wouldn't smell like other vagina before they got home from tour.
Now
instead of just hold on, wait, let's not think clearly about this. Here's the deal, fellas. Hey, Nikki Sixx. Hey, Tommy Lee. Hey, whoever else was in the band at the time. We got 2 options, fellas. We could either be fucking normal human beings and we wash our penises in the shower like a normal human does, or we can fuck this barbacoa burrito right quick and then go put our dicks in our wives. Because that's even more gross. Not only are you going vagina to vagina or vagina to mouth of different people, now you're adding in fucking, who knows, queso fresco, guacamole, some salsa, maybe a little bit of sour cream, some who knows? If they went to a fancy place, they got camarones y arroz.
I wonder what's worse, ATM or
ATM, ass to mouth, or asada to mouth.
Right. Which one is less likely to cause infection?
Well, I remember I had that conversation with somebody back in the day. They were like, ass to mouth porn's disgusting, and like it's not my thing. I'm not like
that is kind of disgusting.
But it's my only thing was like, since I do watch so much porn, like literally I can show you the funniest videos on the internet, and they are technically porn. It's hilarious. It's amazing. A SpongeBob porn parody. It's literally a guy in a full-on SpongeBob like outfit, like built, but his dick is still flesh-colored, obviously, because you don't want paint in those places. And quote-unquote Sandy Cheeks, the squirrel, is just like a half-Asian chick with a fucking big-ass fishbowl on her head.
You know what all this is, what we've been talking up to this point, is one of the best segues ever to our first story.
A chick got fucked by a ghost.
Playboy?
Ass to mouth style. But no, my only defense for that is within the porn industry, I will give them credit that I know that porn stars give themselves enemas before they do butt stuff. Just to make sure.
Now you know. The more you know. All right.
Your mom, if your mom's still in here, I will shit my pants. There's no way she hasn't left yet.
I hope she has, actually.
And we're on the big screen too, so her husband's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? He ain't my boy, but I'm going to whoop that boy's ass next time he come over for Thanksgiving dinner. I swear to God, Paulette."
All right. Speaking of porn, the Playboy Mansion is haunted.
Oh, Tyler, never apologize. You never come late. You come right on time, baby.
Never want to come early.
No, we've literally just been talking about like porn and fucking movies and hand jobs.
That's pretty much 20, the extent 25 of minutes. The episode thus far. But the Porn Mansion is haunted. Did you know this?
The Playboy Mansion?
Yes.
Yeah.
What did I say? The Porn Mansion?
The Porn Mansion.
See? You got me all jazzed up. The Playboy Mansion is haunted. According to Best Life Online, which is... Best Life Online? What kind of...
Shout out Best Life Online. Living your best life. Yes.
The Girl Next Door star, Bridget... Was it Marquette? Marquette says that the Playboy Mansion is haunted.
I always thought Kendra was the hot one.
I don't...
She ended up getting knocked up by like a football player or some shit.
Well, shocker.
She was just so bitchy. It was amazing. It was so hot.
The former playmate revealed that she saw a ghost in her bedroom and had other spooky encounters.
Are you sure that just wasn't naked Hugh Hefner? Because I'm pretty sure that guy if on the census he counted as a ghost for the last 10 years of his life. Did you see that, man?
Yes.
You know how much you think he was just mainlining Viagra to fuck those girls when he was dating them? There's no way his cock worked correctly. They had to be. I guarantee you, these Playboy bunnies were in the corner in the bathroom, like melting Viagra in a spoon and like just injecting it in like in between his toes and shit, like a meth addict.
But Bridget was one of his ex-girlfriends. When he had, multiple girlfriends. But she appeared on a recent podcast and shared that she believes the Playboy Mansion is haunted. She talked about a specific instance where she had a paranormal experience in the house. She also talked about being visited by you in a dream after his death. Okay, let's stop right here.
Okay, now I have a theory here. Okay. Because I just listened to, I know you don't listen to, shout out again, Brohio, as often as I do or as regularly as I do.
Right.
But they just did an episode on, I believe it's like Sade Aba or Abe, Sada Abe. It was a Japanese thing. She was a geisha. Maybe this chick did what she did because she fell in love with her lover and then strangled him during sex and then cut off his dick and balls and then later filleted the cut off penis and tried to insert it into herself. Maybe she had a Hugh Hefner donger. Which I don't understand. I was thinking about it. We were listening to it at work. I was like, how does that work? How do you try to fucking insert a severed penis in yourself? And we came up with, it's easy. You freeze it. Coxicle. You're welcome. This is what you tune in for. These are the people. These are the men you love to hear about or listen to.
But seriously, I can't even say keep this with a straight face. You know, dreams are interesting. When it comes to the paranormal world, there are those. I forget.
What a segue, man! Coxicle, frozen dick in your vagina. Dreams are interesting.
Somebody has to keep this shit on the rails somehow. But I was listening to something. You all right there?
Dude, this guy, I gotta get a new chair, or I gotta fucking like.
Well, I'm thinking we might.
I'm just gonna dip it in a vat of WD-40.
I might have a plan. We might have a plan.
Recliners?
Yeah, I think so. I know where there's 2.
I'm down.
I just don't know. They might be too big to say. We'll work on that. We'll see.
I was looking into it because there's a certain like theater style is what we would really want to go
These
for.
are pretty big, but we'll see. But dreams. I was listening to something or read something where, you know, people. It might have been on Facebook or something. Somebody talking about it. If you see people in your dreams that you don't recognize, that's ghosts coming to see you.
I've heard that.
But here's the problem with that. We are. A lot of people, scientists will tell you, dreams are just us working out our shit, you know, decompressing as we sleep. Because we are taking in so much info that you don't realize you're taking in.
Okay, sidebar.
Go ahead.
With this knowledge and this theory, these theoretical thoughts.
Yeah.
Was Inception a horror movie? Was Inception a ghost movie?
I don't know. It's a good question. Very good question. But like I was saying, we are taking in so much information. Our eyes are always taking in, you know, what we pay attention to throughout the day.
Well, it's not just our eyes. Like we're literally, even in our sleep, we're always digesting some type of stimuli.
We cannot, our brain filters out things as we're going. And so there's a lot of things, and this is scientifically proven through, you know, I've seen, you know, court cases where doctors have talked about this. You don't see everything. You don't comprehend everything you see.
Right.
Because there's this way, your brain can't process it fast enough.
Yeah.
But it's still in there.
Or your brain is just hardwired to do that as a defense mechanism.
So if you're having a dream about people that you don't know, you might have saw them during the day, and that is just your brain, you know, filtering everything out, rebooting or whatever. So it doesn't mean it's a ghost. But I do think there is something to the other realm and your, you know, sleep when you're in that state. I think it's very possible. I don't know, but I don't think it's 100% if you see somebody you don't recognize.
Right.
It's a ghost. And in her case, Hefner came to visit her. Of course you had a dream about a 95,000-year-old man you were blowing.
Ugh.
You're going to have that freaking dream.
You think you just nutted baby powder? Just
would not surprise me. But so I think that's horseshit.
Like every time they've hooked up, like she's got to be like, "Hey, April," or insert basic white girl Playboy bunny name. Will you come in here? Hef's about to finish. I need you to stand there with the defibrillator pads to hit him real quick right when it happens so he doesn't die inside me. Because apparently, heard this story too. It was like a hooker or a sex worker or an escort. She might have been an actual escort. Was banging this old man and he died. And because of post-mortem stuff, his penis like inflated with blood inside of her, and she was stuck on top of him until the paramedics came, and I don't know if they cut his dick off or what.
Ouch.
She couldn't get off him. She got wolfed because wolves do that, I think there's several mammals where they have hook penises, so you like once they're in there you can't get away.
Well, then you know
that's fucking evolution.
You know, like dogs and stuff, when they, you know, same thing happens with dogs.
They're stuck together for like an hour.
Spraying down with cold water. That's what I always heard they did.
I'll take your word for it. I don't make it a hobby of being around when dogs fuck each other.
I don't know. So, but this was not the only experience that Bridget had. Apparently, she saw a ghost in her room.
That was also Hugh.
When she was hanging out with her sister. I wonder if that was her biological sister or her playmate sister.
I was going to say, was her sister stuck under the bed or in the dryer, perhaps? Was a stepbro around as well?
Apparently it was her biological. Her sister, a friend, and her new dog. Sounds like a party, what we were just talking about.
Where was the peanut butter?
I don't know. We were talking, having a glass of wine, and the TV was on. The 48-year-old said, damn, she's that old now? She's my age? Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was that old.
She was, yeah, because she was in her 30s when they were on TV.
But basically, as they were,
because she wasn't actively in the magazines and shit by that time. Once you hit like 27, they take you out of the magazines. Excuse me.
As they were sitting there partying, drinking their wine, playing with the peanut butter and the dog, all of a sudden, out of the corner of her eye, she saw a woman standing in her closet. And then she looked away, and as always, she looked back. She was gone.
See, and that makes me question. I feel like, have you seen the Playboy Mansion at all, like inside and out? I feel like I guarantee you they have secret passages.
That would not surprise me. That would be.
That was just some like spy made.
She got Wolfgang Puck. That's a good one. Izzy's funny.
Every time I see the name Wolfgang Puck, all I can think of is like all the people when I was a kid and he got famous. Everybody's like, his name sounds like fuck.
But do we take any or lend credibility to any playmate that has paranormal experience? I mean, it's just as credible as anybody else's, really. Think of all the drugs.
That's not yourself.
Think of all the drugs that pass through those veins of hers, probably.
I don't know. Party drugs, maybe. I doubt it's anything hard. Probably. I'd imagine there's probably some coke and ecstasy. But I'd say that's probably as bad as it got. I doubt there's fucking Playboy bunnies just shooting up heroin in the fucking grotto.
Would not surprise me, though.
Oh, no, I remember when Viva La Bam went there.
Oh, boy. They let him
in. They let, like, the whole group in. His fucking uncle that's dead, Don Vito.
You're asking for trouble.
I remember I saw it. They were like, Don Vito from Viva La Bam. I was like, yeah, no shit. It didn't happen earlier? Like, no offense. I don't wish that on anybody, but, like, did you see the fucking man? He looked like a walking sack of fucking assholes.
What does a walking sack of assholes look like?
Don Vito from Viva La Bam.
Okay.
He had a lazy eye. He had fucking half his teeth. His hair was gray as shit at like 30. He was fat as fuck. He had a dent in his back from like a baseball or some shit. He told the story on the show. They tattooed the Heartagram logo in it.
Huh. All right. But I think, I think it's interesting that, it's an interesting topic thinking that the Playboy Mansion is haunted. No, it's just freaking scary of all the STDs that were floating around that freaking place. And all the parties and drugs.
Oh, my God. I can only imagine.
All the debauchery that was going on.
Like, it seems like, I bet you it's one of those places that, like, they party so much and so hard that, like, I would want nothing to do with it. Like, I feel like I would even like if I was a young single man there, I'd feel like even then I would look around and be like, dude, it's too thoughty. There's too much going on. Somebody's gonna get fucking stabbed. Like, I'm out.
I mean, I like to party as much as the next guy, but damn, I don't know. Okay, let's get to the next story. Let's bring it next. Let's bring it. Get off the sex topic.
I scared the shit out of the Chalupa Cabra. Oh, we'll come back to it.
Oh,
I'll full circle.
I'm sure you'll be able to weave
sex
into all these topics.
But I stand by it. It was not a ghost. It was just Hugh Hefner while he was still fucking alive.
The man looked like a ghost.
I mean, he looked like fucking what was it? Tales from the Dark Side or whatever the fuck.
The crypt. He looked like the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt.
No, I'd fuck the Crypt Keeper way before I'd fuck Hugh Hefner. No nose is way better than Hugh Hefner's weird, like, John Madden veiny nose that he had going on in his older years.
I guess.
That was another one where everybody's like, John Madden tragically passed away. It's probably fucking for the best. Did you see John Madden in the last 2 years of his life? He literally looked like an overstuffed fucking sausage.
Somebody just passed away. Oh. Somebody just passed away today.
Who?
Was it Powell? Colin Powell.
Colin Powell died?
Today.
From what? He wasn't that old.
COVID. But he was 84.
Colin Powell's 84. Was 84?
I didn't think he was that old that
yeah, fuck. I remember when fucking Bush was in office. And fucking that wasn't that long ago. Colin Powell fucking looked good.
20 years ago.
Black don't crack.
20 years.
That's not that long ago though. For real. That would mean he was over 60. He didn't look like he was over 60.
Well, but apparently
Colin Powell looked like he was maybe in his upper, like your age when Bush was in office.
Oh, hell no. Well, maybe. Well,
it's like I said, black don't crack. Black men look 15. It goes one of two ways when you're a black male. You either look 20 years younger than you are, or you look like you're 106 as soon as you turn like 12. Like Greg Oden.
Well, I looked 35 up until a few years ago.
100? But no, Greg Oden was the worst example of the whole black don't crack theory. Greg Oden looked like he was 165 when he graduated from Ohio State University.
Yeah, he did. I will. Anyway.
Clinton just got out of it. Which one?
Which one?
Let's leave the Clintons out of this. I want to stay alive for a little while.
We don't need to be put on the list.
They've got to be up over 100 now.
That is one man. I will say this. Bill.
He looks like fuck.
He looks like hell. He looks like death.
Well, I mean, look at who he has to fucking deal with on a day-to-day basis. He's got to deal with fucking Hillary's crazy ass.
And the ugliest daughter of all time.
Is she gay?
No, she's married to a dude, I think.
Oh, I thought she came out of the closet back in the day.
Like
no it was a big
lesbian
fucking
would want to
thing.
have sex with that. Jesus.
Oh, I haven't seen her. The only thing I know about Chelsea Clinton is that line from Rush Hour. He said, "You want $20 million? Who do you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton?"
All right. Let's go a little alien talk. Did you know that apparently, according to the Daily Star, Albert Einstein was flown to the U.S. to look at aliens and UFOs? His assistant has recently claimed in her, I guess, a deathbed confessionals or whatever. I don't even know if she's dead or not. I don't know. But apparently, the U.S. government flew Einstein over when Roswell happened.
I mean, is anybody who knows anything about Albert Einstein shocked by this at all? He was basically the Neil deGrasse Tyson of the World War II era, 1 and 2.
But according to his assistant, she said that she went with him, which is with the.
Why the fuck would she go with him?
Apparently,
you're gonna tease his hair for him.
Well, I mean, if it was this, I would think if this is accurate, this would be top secret shit.
Well, as we know, because the government's admitting to aliens, it all becomes public knowledge at some point.
Then again, if it's true, if he did go to Roswell, they flew him in. Why did they fly Albert Einstein in to look at a weather balloon?
I mean, we're splitting hairs because we both know that that's bullshit.
Oh, absolutely. But anyway, apparently he was flown in to observe the bodies, she claimed.
Why would he be there to observe the bodies?
To look at the alien bodies.
Why, though?
I don't know.
What would he have to add to that? Because Albert Einstein was basically a physicist.
Theoretical physicist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was a mathematician, really.
Yeah. He was. I don't know. Don't question.
Well, you want to bring up nerd stuff and expect the nerd.
Oh, you
want to
talk about bringing up nerds? If I have to hear about octopi, octopus, freaking possum,
that's what I'm saying.
Opossum,
you want to bring up something
dinosaur bullshit. You want to call me a nerd?
You want to bring up something that is within the realm of science and fact, and I'm gonna have something to say about it. He was a mathematician and a theoretical physicist. Why the fuck would they bring him in to look at the bodies? No, if anything, they brought him in to look at the ships.
Did we just not? Well, that was one of them too. He had to look at ships.
He was probably like, "Can I see the bodies? That'd be pretty cool."
But did we just not have a fucking conversation about starfish and how they eat?
Yeah, we did.
And you want to call me? And who led that conversation?
Now you always know that.
And Gonzo wants to make love to a dinosaur.
I don't. Fuck that.
Depends on if were they scaly or furry. Which one were they? They're Mr. Science guy.
What?
Dinosaurs. Did they have feathers or were they scaly?
It depends.
Because I thought they kind of...
For the most part, probably a combination of the two.
Okay.
But not like traditionally scaly. like scaly,
not
and how like
reptilian scaly.
Not like snake scaly, like because like lizards don't have scales, for the most part. Lizards just have skin that feels scaly, so it would be a mixture of that type of skin plus feathered adornments, most of which were probably mostly used for mating ritual and display.
And you want to talk bitch at me about bringing up geek shit?
No, I was just saying, like I went off on a tangent, and you were like, well, blah blah blah, and I was like, look, you can't bring up nerd stuff and have me expect me not to have something to say about it that's actually nerdy.
Well, look at
inaccurate. I'm just saying she's wrong.
I don't know. I don't care what.
No, there were more land-dwelling dinosaurs than there were air-flying dinosaurs, and
I thought actually
studies show that
there was. This is my ignorance, my non-dorkiness, because I don't know. Tyrannosaurus T-Rex, had feathers. I thought now.
Mm-hmm. Most raptors,
most the velociraptors or whatever they're called, whatever.
Troodon was feathered. Tyrannosaurus was probably feathered. Most of the raptor species, most of the tyrannosaurids, from what I understand. A lot of the non-carnivorous ones, but the non-carnivorous ones were the ones that it was mostly display for mating rituals and stuff like that.
Okay, we're done talking about dinosaurs.
They're just birds, really.
We're done talking about dinosaurs.
Okay. So let's talk about frogs.
No. This assistant, I forget her name. I don't even think I wrote down her name. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't give a shit. She actually recorded this on this interview, basically, and she did say that he was flown to look at the extraterrestrial vehicles, but like what you said, he probably said, well, you got bodies? Well, let's see them bitches.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Oh, of course you would. But
don't mind my chair.
Now, this is her word, and she said she felt obligated the world needed to know the truth.
You're not going to be the one to do that. That really bothers me with all this shit. These people coming forward and trying to be like, blah, blah, blah. No, you're just weekend warrioring your shit, trying to make yourself feel better, because no one person will ever divulge a humanity-shaking truth.
Right.
That's not how it works.
Now, she did not, from her statement, did not get to see the bodies. She did get to see the...
Well, then why the fuck are we listening to her then?
She did get to see the ship. And according to her, which balloon? I find that hard to believe that they let... Oh,
you can't see the bodies, but you can see the ship.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, but here's, according to her description, it was a disc-shaped, sort of concaved vehicle. It was stood up about... It was pretty big, about a fourth of the way up in the hangar. That's how big it was. It was pretty big. And the craft appeared to be damaged on one side. Well, no shit, it fucking crashed. And it was only damaged on one side. Wouldn't it have been crashed, disc shape, be the bottom side?
It depends on how you look at it, for real, because like because the main thing for me, I'm going to get nerdy again, is theoretically yes, because of how aerodynamics work. But if this is all true and there was an extraterrestrial ship that crash landed at Roswell, still to this day, as far as human knowledge goes, as far as what we know, not the government, right. They obviously know more than us. We don't know like what kind of propulsion systems they had. So we don't know, like, does the whole thing fail at once and it just falls aerodynamically, as the laws of physics would say, or does it have multiple thrusters, multiple points of production of thrust and lift? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. It maybe like one part was working and it came down on its side. I don't fucking know.
Well, like even Lazar talks about when he describes some of the propulsion systems and how it reacted in some of the videos that have come, how when they are disc shaped, but when they go to take off or they go to accelerate or whatever, they flip up, and it's almost like they're bending space-time in front of them. That is how they're enabled. Maybe that's what it did. It was flipped up and then came down. I don't know, but I'm going to call bullshit on this hooker.
Yeah, probably.
And here's why. Let me read this.
She's just clout chasing, as the kids say.
She said Einstein was not disturbed by seeing all the actual evidence. She didn't write this down in her notes, but she was telling this.
Oh, shit.
In her initial comments, but he said something to the effect that he was not surprised that they came to Earth and it gave him hope that we could learn more about the universe. Contact, he said, should be a benefit for both of our worlds. Okay, let me go off on a little tangent here. Albert Einstein, arguably a very intelligent man.
Not arguably. He was.
I was being facetious.
Oh, okay.
Jackass.
I never know. Sometimes you often play devil's advocate to my thought processes.
No, I'm saying he's a freaking genius.
Yeah. Or
he's the biggest con artist of all time, but I'm going to go with genius.
I mean, he still is the biggest con artist of all time because still, like, he's famous for the E equals MC squared, which for anybody that doesn't know is basically just saying if you energy equals mass times the speed of light squared, saying that if you can take a mass of matter and move it the speed of light squared, you can essentially stop and go back in time or jump ahead.
Because you're moving faster than time, basically.
Yes. Completely impossible to pull off. Therefore, it could still be bullshit. It's still theoretical.
Right.
Like, I mean, fuck, even like the what are they? The fucking they got one in France. The circles.
The Hadron Colliders.
The Hadron Colliders. Yeah. They can't even do it.
Right.
They can't even move that fucking fast. It's scientifically and physically impossible with the technology that we have up to this point. So he could be full of shit still.
But a portion of what she just said, and let me emphasize this. We could be able to both benefit by interacting with these. If they can come to fucking Earth, if they can travel millions of light years or thousands of light years or 1 light year away, what the fuck are
all they're going to learn from us is what not to do.
We are freaking monkeys to them.
Yeah, literally.
That's what I never did understand. You know how they say there's alien activity around all our nuclear bases?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck do they give a shit about nuclear?
Well, it's just like, I've heard people make the argument where they're like, okay, they might be advanced in interstellar travel, but what if they're not advanced in weaponry or this or that? You don't get to the point where you are traveling to other galaxies and planets and shit like that without some type of defense, without some type of what's the word I'm looking for? Of like socioeconomic balance within your species or race, if you will. Like you have to have a home planet that is structurally and socially balanced to an extent where you are so advanced that you can do this shit. Because I'm assuming, let's be realistic, they're probably not very diplomatic.
I would think so. But my point is,
even amongst themselves,
they don't give a fuck. They don't give a flying fuck about our nuclear capabilities. But if they give nuclear power to them, is what they give their freaking 3-year-olds for their birthday. That's how advanced they are.
Right.
It's what they're,
like we're like, oh man, check out this new iPad Pro. They're like, are you fucking kidding me? My whole house is that.
That's like a touchpad for an infant for them.
Right.
You know?
Like that's just like how they unlock their front door when they go home from working in the fucking unobtainium mines.
But to them, we are monkeys just wiping our ass and slinging poop at people.
Yeah, because we basically are. I don't know why human beings have this fucking grandiose, elevated thought process and idea of ourselves that we're just so fucking advanced and amazing. We're fucking not.
Right.
We're just advanced compared to everything else on this planet. And still, if you took away our cell phones and our guns and our buildings and our cars and shit, a fucking Siberian tiger is going to come out of the woodworks and absolutely butt fuck us to death. The only reason we're successful is because we're intelligent. Well, the only reason we're successful is because we're intelligent. If you leave us with our intelligence and take away our tools, most of us are going to die.
Right. I agree. But if Einstein actually said this, I'm seriously doubting his intelligence at this point.
I mean, that's where we run into problems here. You got somebody putting in words in the mouth of a man that's been dead for 60 years.
I would imagine, yeah. But
I don't know.
But anyway, I mean, I just think like the nuclear shit that around our nuclear bases and shit like that. I think that is just our fear. Is our fear of nuclear issues and nuclear meltdowns projecting on the topic?
Because that's a real fear.
It should be a real.
There's
fear.
2 ways that man is going to be. There's only 2 ways, in my opinion, that man is going to get taken out. It's either going to be the Earth, as we've talked about. We're just helping with global warming. It's already doing it because it eradicates things that are bad for it. It's done it in the past. The planet's trying to get rid of us anyway. We're just helping it. Because the planet's going to be, we've talked about this before, spoiler alert, the planet's going to be just fucking fine without us. We're just worried because we all are filled with our own level of vanity, even if we don't know it. So it's either the Earth's going to take us out, or we're going to take ourselves out, and it's going to be on the back of a nuclear Armageddon. Which, either way, everybody's like, oh, the nuclear war is going to destroy the planet. No, it's going to send it into a fucking nuclear ice age, and then it's, boop, 10 million years later, it's going to come up with fucking life again, and it's going to start to fucking prosper like it always does.
I agree.
Like it's done for fucking 4.6 billion years.
I agree. So
I've been around for an unfathomable amount of time. That's what really, I hate that shit. I hate people that like just can't see my point of view on this. I'm like, dude, the planet has been a thing for an amount of time that is unfathomable realistically. We can put a number on it by word, but a human, you cannot fathom how long 4 billion fucking years is. 1 million years is an unfathomable length of time. Imagine 1,000 of those.
You're preaching to the choir.
1 million thousands. Like, it was like 1,000 years ago when Christopher Columbus was raping women and children and trading slaves, which wasn't 1,000 years ago, but you know what I mean. I just like to. I've been on a real like Christopher Columbus kick lately. I fucking hate that Columbus Day is still a thing. He discovered the new world. Then why are the fucking Vikings here for like 600 years?
Well, let's talk about this.
Oh, little sidebar real quick. We can still talk about it. Did you see they're doing a study now saying that they don't think that Native Americans actually originated from Japanese people? Because that was the original thought.
Okay.
Japanese, not Japanese as
Asian.
we know them.
But from Asia, I thought they came.
Yeah, well, Japan, realistically at that time, when the Bering Strait was still a thing,
the land
Japan either would have been physically connected to, or more than likely, just like there was an ice bridge.
The land bridge
there
between Siberia or whatever.
Which was just ice.
Not Siberia, from Russia and...
Yeah, which there would have been the same thing between Japan and Russia, for real. Like, at least northern Japan. So that was the theory.
Well, where do they think they came from? Could they just always?
It's a whole new thing. Like, I think they're diving into genetics and all that shit.
Is it just possible they were here, just like life sprung up everywhere else?
I know.
You don't think so?
It doesn't work like that.
You don't think so?
No, there's always one central thing that everything comes from.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not up to date. You're probably more up to date. You know, is Pangea still a thing? They think the continents were pretty much...
Oh, yeah. Because there's Pangea, and then there was... I think it broke off into Swaziland and New Swaziland, which was the northern and southern hemispheres, and everything split off. And then I think Australia, South America, and I think Africa were Swaziland, and then Europe, Asia, and North America were New Swaziland, or vice versa. I don't know which one's which.
So is it possible that when the continent was one continent or whatever, there was life here? Is it possible? And as time as it broke apart?
Not in the human form.
But
not if you go by the fossil record. Like, there's always a chance, you know what I'm saying? None of us were fucking around. So we don't know.
Or maybe they fucking sailed here. I don't fucking know. I don't even freaking care.
I mean, that's how the Vikings got here.
They
were the first Europeans to come here.
Not to get too conspiratorial. Here's what I believe.
Go fucking get too conspiratorial, god damn it, boy.
We know nothing about ancient history. No. Everything we learned in school
is just what we piece together.
It's
also false. A lot of the shit we're taught is fucking bullshit. Because again, that leads me back to the Christopher Columbus thing. We're taught to fucking glorify them. He was he was an open racist, a rapist, and a slave trader.
And he didn't he find the Caribbean, not the North America? Where actually did he land?
I don't know. He landed in multiple places, but he went the complete fucking opposite direction.
And wasn't he looking for
on accident when the fucking Vikings did it on purpose?
He was going the wrong way, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was trying to find a way through the Mediterranean or around Africa to get to India because of the spice trade.
Well, he just took a wide turn. He was a wide berth around Africa.
Yeah. But no. See, and that's what fucking pisses me off is like everybody thinks he's like this great fucking human being. He did it on accident. The Vikings sailed west on purpose. They found their own ways. Everybody thought the world ended if you went past fucking the UK. No, the Vikings fucking got ballsy and did that shit, and they did it. They went out of their way to find ways to do it. That is actually a historically accurate thing from the show Vikings. The sunstone.
Oh yeah, that's actual.
That's historically accurate. Right. They found a type of stone that you can put up in the sky, and you can see the light coming from the sun, even if you can't see the sun. Right. They purposely went out of their way because they were like, we've done all this. There's got to be more. Let's go fucking rape and pillage more. Not saying that the Vikings were like stand-up citizens, but at least they were fucking upfront about their shit.
There's bad shit in every culture.
Oh, yeah.
We're all assholes. But
I say all the time, as somebody who's not entirely Caucasian, like, white people are the worst. And that's just because
all people are the worst.
They are. The only reason the white people are the worst, in my opinion, is just because it's the most all-encompassing. White describes a ridiculous number of nationalities and originations.
But our history, what we've been taught, especially here in North America, is bullshit.
And I will say, I am Japanese. I don't have much room to talk.
I'm
part Japanese. We have a pinch of imperialism in our past, just a little bit, just a little pinch. It was like one time, and maybe
just one time. Last thing you suck one dick, you've always sucked a dick.
That's not how I felt the first time I sucked a dick.
All right, a little too much information there.
First time I sucked a dick, I thought, man, it feels like when you're a little kid and you come back from summer camp and you walk into your house and you're like, it's home. I'm where I belong.
Okay. But anyway, getting back to our history. Our history is full of shit.
Either we are captivating our audience or everybody's leaving because nobody said shit in forever.
I was still showing.
No, I'm not saying. See, Lamont came in. White people were not always the majority, but they are now. So, I mean, I don't actually fucking feel that way when I'm like, white people are trash. I don't actually feel like that. It's just the easiest one to say because it is the most encompassing.
And for one,
it's the most encompassing, not even race, like description of a race.
And it's the most recent. Well, I mean, it's not the most recent because the shit.
Well, because that's the thing is like you can fucking say white people, but like if you say white people and then you say Anglo-Saxon white people, now that means a certain subsect of white people.
Jamie's multitasking. She's doing multiple things at one time.
I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. You know what I'm going to say. Something fucking stupid.
Ooh.
Remember we were talking about playing DJ earlier?
Okay. But we don't know much more than what we don't understand the past. And you know, the old saying, the winner or the victors write the history. So you go past 200-300 years ago.
It's not even necessarily the victors. It's the powerful ones.
Right.
Whoever has the most power, which is usually the victors, or the landowners, or the church.
Right. And you look at ancient Egypt. I personally think they got ancient Egypt all fucking wrong.
I think in my mind, in my heart of hearts, and in my mind, I feel like, as far as
what?
Nothing. I love that man. He just doesn't give a fuck. But in my heart of hearts and in my mind's eye,
Damn,
I fucking love him.
Damn,
but in my heart of hearts and in my mind's eye, I feel like
Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. They didn't even let me. They showed
he didn't
that.
spell it correctly.
That's true, but you think that
I do it all the time. I was doing it on the Bro High when I was watching them live before I came over because I went live early.
Oh.
I just put in an asterisk in one letter and it fucking lets it go through.
Anyway, go ahead.
But
continue. I'm sorry.
I think it's just like the Anunnaki or the.
Yep.
I'm cool. I'm cool with the whiskey and Coke.
All right, keep talking.
The beer's just not hitting.
I'm gonna go get another beer.
So I legitimately feel and think that the Egyptian culture and the Egyptian people were so much more ridiculously culturally and technologically advanced than we give them credit for in our history books, that it's like not even funny. Like I legitimately think like I'm not saying that they had fucking iPhones and shit, but like I think that, and it's not just the Egyptians, I think ancient cultures in general are just kind of slept on and poo-pooed to an extent, because, and here's my, if you want my honest truth, if you want my truth, not as they say in addiction therapy,
I was about to say, if you start saying my name is Travis and I have a dick sucking problem.
Hi, my name is Travis. I'm an addict. Hi, Travis. It's just because of who we are. We have to be better all the time.
And not all of us can be like me.
So my thing with that is, I'm not saying that like they're covering up no knowledge now. I think it has fallen by the wayside and it has been swept under the rug, because whoever was the next known after the Egyptians, the Romans, the Greeks, the Persians, Genghis Khan, all of them, they're going to wipe out any positive knowledge, as much positive knowledge about the people that were before them as they can, because they're going to be like, I'm the big dick now, fuck that guy.
Well, you know, Joe Rogan had a bit about this in his act at one point, where, you know, basically the premise was,
yeah, Assyrians too.
Civilization was much more advanced, maybe even advanced as we are right now, or very similar, with just in a different way.
It's theoretical. It's like you can be as advanced as we are now without the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they can still accomplish the shit we accomplish, but without like fucking cell phones and stuff
without
like
plastic or whatever.
Yeah.
But his bit kind of was, you know, then something happened and all the smart people died off, and all it was left was the morons.
I have an opinion on that too.
And you know,
you want to know what my opinion on that is?
And said,
hold on,
yeah,
hold on. Let's get really dramatic. Guess what popped up right around the same time?
What?
The Catholic Church.
Oh shit.
Nobody can say I'm wrong.
Very true, but I kind of go along with not what you just said, but well, I do, but I don't.
Well,
I don't
not
care.
even just the Catholic Church, but like organized religion as a whole.
I think
was realistically started, as far as we know, around, like as far as we have like concrete knowledge of, with the Egyptians. Well, like those were some of the first like concrete we know names of gods and goddesses. Ra, fucking Horus, yes, the hawk. Fucking the Anubis, the jackal, like all that shit. Yes, we did. Yeah, that's what everybody does. Everybody that wants to win wipes out what you know. That's what I was saying. Like whoever takes over, whoever's the big dick, the big swinging dick
at the time.
Yeah, whoever is the big swinging dick is going to get overthrown or taken over by a big swinging dick, and the new big swinging dick is going to try to erase the former swinging dick from history.
A lot of swinging dicks. Who doesn't like swinging
Welcome
dicks?
to Ghost of the Night. This is how I talk. If you don't like it, suck my balls.
Yeah, but I personally believe.
Yeah.
We know there's evidence that the Sphinx is much older than even the predates through, you know, actual evidence.
It's supposedly like 8 or 10 times older than it's said to be.
10,000 years before the Egyptian.
Yeah.
Back when Egypt was tropical, there was a lot of. There's evidence in the bedrock that it was started when there's a lot more water in the desert.
Well, there was.
Every
desert was a body of water at some point.
But there's evidence that that's when the Sphinx was started.
Yeah.
At that time. And that is 10,000 years before what Egyptologists say the rise of the Egyptian Empire or whatever it's called. I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me whatsoever.
But so I kind of believe.
See, and that's the problem is like we get to a certain point in history where like it could be the same fucking people. Like you could be talking about the Assyrians or any fucking ancient thing. And it could be what we know as Egyptians. It just wasn't Egypt at the time.
Right. Maybe they moved to party elsewhere.
Realistically, it wasn't fucking Egypt until modern history.
Right. Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like fucking like France wasn't fucking France until 600-700 years ago. It was Francia. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you.
Like everything, it all changes. It's all we are is dusty in the wind.
But I think it's
you're my boy, Blue.
I think it's very possible, as you spoke earlier on. The Earth is extremely old.
It's at least 4.5 billion years old.
Okay, and we know when did dinosaurs die out?
165 million years ago. Something like that.
It's not out of the realm of possibility that once the big
Don't quote me on that. No, I'm starting to think about it. I think my time period's wrong.
But it's a long ass time ago.
65 million was the last epoch of dinosaurs. So
a long fucking time ago.
And they also were around. Like, take the amount of time we've been around and square it.
Right.
And we might fuck with the dinosaurs. They were around for hundreds of millions of years. We haven't even been, theoretically, in what science shows us, we haven't even been around for a million.
But it is very possible that we have been, and we were more advanced. Something happened, died off, or something, an ice age. There's been multiple ice ages, just not the one.
Well, and there was
hominids
around for the last ice age.
Right. Well,
it just wasn't us.
I hate to tell everybody, scientists basically will tell you we technically are still in the ice age. We're coming out of. We are much cooler now.
Yeah, because the
average temperature.
That's what we talked about. Like,
right.
When I said that podcast brought up, like, somebody asked them because they're paleontologists, asked them, how long do you think you could survive? Or do you think we could survive if we went back in time and lived with the dinosaurs? One, no.
Way too hot.
Just in general, the atmosphere entirely. The oxygen and hydrogen, nitrogen, all the levels are wrong. Right. A human being, like, we'd be like, if we went back to when T-Rex was a thing, that's how we would have to breathe.
Right.
And we would have to breathe like that for maybe 8 to 15 minutes before our body succumbs to oxygen deficiency, passes out, and we die. But we're going to die from oxygen deficiency before we ever see a fucking dinosaur.
But my point is, it's very possible that there was advanced civilizations. Atlantis.
It's not even possible. I accept it as a fact.
Look at Atlantis. Atlantis isn't like in the past. It's in the past.
That's what I'm saying. I saw a theory years ago that I think is the most realistic theory with Atlantis. Is everybody's like, Atlantis sunk beneath the ocean and disappeared. Blah blah. No. Honestly, with all the shit that's going on, I bet you there's still a fucking thing.
What?
Atlanteans.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you there is still fucking, like, I don't want to say I bet you, but I would not be surprised to find out that there's classes and cultures of people that behind closed doors, they're like talking to their kids, telling them nighttime stories, and you're like, you are of Atlantean blood. You're better than everybody. Fuck white people, fuck black people, fuck brown people, fuck yellow people, fuck red people, fuck the purple aliens, fuck the green aliens, because we're Atlanteans and we know about the aliens, fuck the Egyptians, fuck the fucking, I don't even know, the Anunnaki, fuck everybody. You were Atlanteans. We had a movie made about us in the 90s. It was animated. It was sick.
Wasn't Michael J. Fox the voice in that one?
He might have been. El Dorado. What about El Dorado? The city of gold?
Yeah, isn't it in South America somewhere? Anyway, yeah. But it's very possible that we have been...
It's also a beautiful fish. Golden Dorado. It's a great sport fish.
We have been much more intelligent and much more advanced than what the ancient historians tell us.
Oh, yeah, and realistically, even though I am the way I am and you know me, I am very fact-based with stuff like this. As far as stuff that I'll legitimately voice an opinion on, right. I try to be fact based, and I'm very fossil record and all that shit because you know me. I love anything concrete. I love so paleontology, archaeology, all that shit I love. It interests me. But every part of me fully believes that, like, even if we haven't been around and been doing stuff on a cognitive level at least close to what we are now for millions of years, it's definitely been longer than what everybody's saying.
Right.
Because carbon dating is a thing, but there's variables.
But isn't there a big margin of error in that? I mean, like
in carbon dating?
Yeah, but it's like thousands upon thousands of years, one way or the other. Not plus
it
one,
can
minus two.
Be.
Isn't like plus 1,000?
It can. It depends on the specimen. Right. Really, is what it is. It depends on what you're gathering to test. Because you don't know what that like. Because I mean, you and I die now. They find fossilized remains of me or you in fucking a million years. But who's to say that that one fragment of rib that they found that they knew was rib and they started building a fucking skeleton off of around it wasn't exposed to the elements for 30,000 years.
Right. Well, the ancient past is like the paranormal.
We never know. We'll never know.
We don't. We're still taking a guess. We come up with theories about the paranormal and the spirit world and all that bullshit. And historians are looking at the evidence and making an educated guess of what they're interpreting the records.
Perfect example. You were talking about the fucking Egyptians. Just look at God damn it, what's it fucking called? I would normally if I wasn't meaning to talk about it, I would be able to tell you the exact name of this fucking tablature piece of hieroglyphics that they found. It is in the doorway of a structure in Egypt, and it has what appears to be possibly a yacht on it, a helicopter,
I've seen
a spaceship, all like boom, 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 right next to each other.
Right.
These are very happenstantially, coincidentally similar things to what we know now 3,000 years ago.
Right. I mean, there's
dealing with a species that is the same species that we are.
My whole point is that is what pisses me off about academia.
Fuck academia.
They're so matter of fact. This is the way.
I love academia. I love knowing shit, and you know that. But they like.
There's a room for error.
Yes, that's what I love fucking scientists and shit like that. Those are the guys that I actually listen to when they're like, well, this, and this is what we know is fact from what we can see. But we don't really know. Like we can speculate this and we can have a pretty good fucking inkling that this is what's going on, but we'll never know for sure.
But that's what pisses me off nowadays. You always hear trust the science.
No. Science is made to be questioned. That's what all good scientists are. Good scientists and all people that have made breakthrough scientific discoveries and mathematical discoveries is because they questioned what was known at the time to be fact and truth.
Exactly.
Isaac Newton Isaac Newton came up with the laws of I'm kind of drunk.
Gravity? Oh, Newton. Oh no. Yeah, I know.
But
yeah,
as the story tells, because of an apple.
Apple falling, yes.
Which I think is bullshit. I don't think an apple fell on his head and it just knocked the fucking.
It's a nice story though.
Yeah, but
maybe he was sitting there,
I mean, it's all of it, like
jerking off, and it's all an apple.
Yeah, he was just fucking cranking so hard that he shook the apple off the stem.
But this ancient past is just like the paranormal. We don't fucking know.
Physics.
We've said
the laws of
on
physics.
this podcast a million
That's
times.
What it is.
We've said this a million times. There's no such thing as an expert in the paranormal because nobody truly knows.
Yeah,
you can make an educated guess and form an opinion.
We have a question. What's scarier, a modern ghost or an ancient ghost? An ancient ghost. Because an ancient ghost is going to know things that we don't fucking know.
But that's if
I'm not worried about a fucking kid 5 years younger than me that died in a car crash and coming up to me like as a ghost, be like, "Saw, dude.
Well,
how much clout do you have on TikTok? If you're not TikTok famous, I can't even fuck with you, bro." Whereas a 4,000-year-old ghost is gonna be like, Oh, you silly person. Do you not know that the aliens have been here forever? You're 72% alien as you see it today, you stupid fucking prick.
But there's another way to look at this. If you look at the spirit world as us being, or when we die, who's to say that means our consciousness, our being is... No, thank you. I don't do whiskey.
Pussy.
Well, it's not Fireball.
Fireball's whiskey. Have you ever tried this?
I don't think so.
Try it. It's pretty good.
But our consciousness...
For how cheap it is.
Our consciousness, our being is immortal, essentially. Is energy. Who's to say...
There you go. Now we're on the same page. Our energy, because we've had that.
Right.
Go on, because I had this conversation last week.
Like his question. Who's to say we haven't been around, you and I have been around, which is a scary fucking thought, forever. Or, 4,000 or 5,000
years. What are you talking about? I was Louis the 14th.
I'm not saying reincarnation.
Well, I say all the time, like, you and I died tonight. Something happens. A fucking, a plane crashes into this house right now.
Hey, there's an airport right there. It could fucking happen.
Yeah, guess what happens? Everybody's like, well, energies never dies, so we must move on somewhere. No. What? Fucking Barbara, energy does not have a specific... Most energies are not created and don't exist for a specific thing. So, like, you and I die tonight. Say, like, there's carbon monoxide. Really? It's not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Bad. It's not that bad.
It's better cold.
Yeah, it would be. Oh,
yeah, it's not. Think about it. Cold. It's pretty good cold.
Pretty good.
But
there's no Fireball, but
I don't like cinnamon. But so you and I, like, say there's carbon monoxide poisoning in here. You and I fucking croak tonight, right here. Everybody's like, their spirit lives on, their energy, blah blah blah. No, it doesn't have to. Not in the way that you think it does, because my energy is then put into a fucking box and put into the ground.
No.
And
see,
then
we disagree.
Yeah, no. And then over time, the planet takes back the wood that makes up that box. And then within that box is my body. And then my body feeds the plants and the trees, which then feed the animals, which then feed other animals. And that is the transfer of energy.
Okay. I look at the energy as in our consciousness. If you want to say our soul, what makes us us. That doesn't go back in. Your meat suit that you're wearing, that goes back into is recycled into the earth. Unless you're selfish bastard like me and going to get cremated.
Probably. I kind of want to get made in one of those things where they, like, plant a tree in you and then they plant it somewhere.
Well, that's cool. But I do believe there is something to the consciousness. I don't think it's housed here.
I don't know. I can't. I'm not gonna argue with you because I don't fucking know, and I would love to think that because my mind is a goddamn gift to man. But, like, I see, that's the problem. None of us will never fucking know.
I choose to
unless we do some fucking flatliner shit like Kevin Bacon. We'll never fucking know. That was Kevin Bacon, wasn't it?
And Kiefer and
Queefer
and Julia.
Queefer Cutterland.
Yes, and one of the bald ones, Steven, wasn't?
Is that the one that was in Biodome?
I don't know. No, that was the other bald one. Stephen Ball. Maybe it was
Alex, Steven, and
Daniel and
Daniel. I don't even know about Daniel.
Daniel was the one that was in what was it? One of the Dracula movies, Carpenter's Dracula, whatever.
Fucking John Carpenter's vampires
with
I remember my dad
Bon Jovi,
like, that was my shit back in the day, and it had fucking Robert Wood in it. Or Robert Woods.
Yes,
because I remember
James Wood.
James Woods. Yes. I always get, for some reason, it's because of Family Guy. Actually, it's not some reason. I always put together the names of James Woods and Robert Loggia.
Steven was the one in the weird one in Reality Bites in Biodome.
Okay.
Daniel is.
He said, "What's wrong? Is your sciatic?"
Alec, and there's a fourth one that was kind of he was in Backdraft. Oh, you never saw Backdraft?
Yeah, you might have named the one movie I've never seen.
I played
Kurt Russell's not helping.
But in Backdraft, he's Kurt Russell's brother. What's his name? He was the one in the show with, or the movie with Sharon Stone that everybody was talking about. He was going to show his penis, but never did. I forget. One of the bald. But he was. I don't even remember what we're talking about now. The bald one. What was his name?
Daniel?
No, Daniel was the big one.
So there's Daniel, Alex, Steven, and
look at bald.
We've been talking about technology and fucking civilization this whole time, and I've got a fucking smartphone right next to me.
Oh, Jamie does bring it. Psychic Fest is next month in Sharonville Convention Center. We should go.
What the fuck is that?
A bunch of psychics having a little convention.
So you want to take me somewhere so we can pay money so I can get kicked out?
I think it's funny. I'm taking a video. I'd take you and take a video camera.
I mean, I'll go, but I want to be reimbursed. Here we go. If we get enough Patreon subscribers from here to now, no, we already named Alec. If we get enough Patreon subscribers or merch sales from now until that day, William?
Yeah, Billy Baldwin. Yeah.
Billy Baldwin was the one that was in Vampires.
I thought that was Daniel.
Oh, it was. You're right.
Billy Baldwin.
They all have the same stupid fucking look on their face all the goddamn time. Alec Baldwin is still even though he wasn't the comedic actor, he's still the funniest one.
Oh, absolutely.
Alec Baldwin is hilarious. But if we can accrue enough money from this podcast and I'm going to sidebar this, or not sidebar, I'm going to add on to this to do a couple of the things that we would like to do at our backdrop. Because I was going to buy those lights, but that wedding I had to go to kind of wiped me the fuck out. I'm not going to lie. In case anybody's wondering, this is the fantastic fucking life of a podcaster. I still work. I was talking about it today. One of the people at the storefront next to us was like, so do you just work like every shift? And I'm like, dude, I'm literally here 7 days a week in some fashion. Even if it's just to put in an order or something like that. Like, I am at work 7 days a week.
Weren't you off? What day were you?
I get every Wednesday off, but I have to go in and do.
I was going to say, I drove
orders.
by Wednesday and you were there.
I have to do 2 orders on Wednesdays, and that's my day. That's the only day off that I'm given at this point because I don't do the fucking schedule. But open bar at the wedding, yeah, there was open bar at the wedding. I got fucking drunk. Didn't have to drive. Had a sober driver.
Has its benefits.
Yeah. But if I want to do a couple things in the backdrop in the next 2 weeks, I want to get the lights that I'm talking about, maybe get some shit. Just maybe not the sign because that's going to be the expensive one.
Well, like I said, we're probably going to have to making that ourselves.
Unless somebody wants to do that if they know anything about it. Oh, speaking of, Izzy, I'm going to be hitting you up. We're getting some of these fucking wristbands and shit like that, and I wanted to see if we could like fucking I'll bring you a bunch and just fucking put them by the cash register at your job. But fuck. Oh, if we can accrue enough from our advertising to get us tickets, I will go because I'm probably going to get kicked out.
It's only $12. Jamie says.
Yeah, but that's a waste of $12 if I get kicked the fuck out in an hour. What am I going to do? I'm going to go to the first booth and they're going to be like, you will achieve great things. I'm going to think, the fuck I will, Dolores. What the fuck? You smell like Fireball and fucking cocaine. I'm not trying to listen to you right now. Take off your stupid fucking outfit. Go to the goddamn Renaissance Festival with the people you belong with. You look like a fucking weirdo.
$12, that's a shot and a tall.
Yeah. And look at this. Doing it for free. And I don't have to get worried about getting kicked out of here.
But I do. Matter of fact, I might.
Oh, Izzy said dope. Yeah, I was thinking about bringing a handful of these up there and some stickers.
It'll be about 2 weeks by the time we get them.
That'd be fine.
And I'm thinking.
Have you ordered them yet?
No, I haven't ordered because I'm thinking about doing 2 orders.
Yeah.
One Ghost of the Night with the YouTube channel.
Instead
of because we haven't got the website up and running, and then do another one.
Do another one when we get a website up.
Yeah, but do another one, like do 10 and 5 or maybe 5 and 5 or whatever. Do like
so we just do totally separate different orders, like 25 or 50 a piece. Fuck it, I'll buy one
and do like hashtag Paracondiac with the YouTube on it.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but do like one black and then one red or one another color.
And then the Ghost of the Nights ones would be the one we give out to like give to Izzy.
We can give them,
because then it's like putting the name out there, and then the paracontract one give to the people that like actually know what it means.
Yes.
But yeah, I was thinking about bringing you some stickers and some of these wristbands here sometime in the next month. Just fucking if your boss is cool with fucking us.
It takes 6 to 10 days to get them. And I will probably order them this weekend.
Well, I mean,
it'll be,
not to sound like a cocky prick, but I haven't been there in years. But in the years that I was going to the place that employs Izzy, I spent enough money in that fucking place that I don't think they should have a problem with us pushing our fucking name out of their store. I spent a lot of motherfucking money in that place. A lot of time.
I've only been in there once.
And a lot of time. Dude, me and him used to sit there. I was there so often and for so long at different times that at one point by one of his coworkers, I was asked to watch the store. Because he had a digestive thing, much like I do. So he was like, I gotta go, and I was like, cool, I got you. If anybody has any questions, I'll either try to answer them or I'll hold them and keep them busy. Or like Izzy and I would kick it, and I would be sitting there with that little price gun that prints the stickers, and I'd be sitting there like putting prices on stuff and just handing it to him, and he'd fucking put it in cool ass little fucking displays and shit. Right. Like, and I just sit there and be like, yeah, man, I started watching fucking One Punch Man. It's fucking pretty cool anime.
Who's calling you?
That's baby Thor.
Uh-oh. Work's calling. Never good. Uh-oh. Anyway. So, yeah, those will be coming. I will probably order the wristbands this weekend. And it'll take 6 to 10 days to get them. But we've been talking about doing the T-shirts too. Actually having some T-shirts made up just to give out to local people. And we might even do a raffle for you people in the live chat or people who listen to this. Kind of do a raffle to give one of those away. That is kind of what we talked about last week. We are working on that. But anyway, I don't want to move to the next one because the next one is a good freaking topic, and Travis needs to hear this one because if he went off the shit about the psychic festival or psychic convention, he'll really hit the shit with this one. So we'll go that route. We'll wait till it comes back. So let's see. Let's go through the comments. What we got going on here? Yeah, so Jamie, I don't think I'm going to get him to go. And we would probably get kicked out. I might go without him. But I would like to go to something like the Mothman Festival. That would be pretty freaking cool. No, Tyler, we are not all crystals like Twilight. One of the sun, we are not that freaking cool. I think I'm all caught up on that. Actually, I was going to, because I want to start making our own shirts for, to give out in those situations. So, Mother, I might need to get with her and get our own heat press and do it ourselves. What you got going on?
Literally fucking nothing. Like, I don't blame him for calling me, but once he said, he was like, man, okay, hold on, let me get on the mic. He said, so he called me, and he says, for anybody that doesn't know, I am a kitchen manager. So he calls me, and he hits me with the, man, it's probably not that big of a deal, but we have no boxes. Like to-go boxes. I was like, aha, you motherfucker. Because there's the supply issue with everything.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, actually, there's an extra case in this really obscure place because that's where I could fit that big-ass box. Go grab it. You're good. As soon as I said that, I know he was walking around the corner when I told him where it was, and he went, oh, and he started to chuckle a little bit. I was like, yep, I got to go by.
Okay, Izzy, Mothman Festival. Mothman was a cryptid that appeared in, what was it, 67, I believe? 60.
It was in the 60s.
Point Pleasant, West Virginia. There was a bridge collapse. My mother can tell you more. She can probably give me the date on that because I was born.
Holy shit.
What?
Mine's faster than this one is. Fucking Moon Unit's back.
Where the Moon Unit?
Holy shit. I haven't seen that name in fucking forever, dude.
Yes, but we'll get to Moon Unit in a minute.
Oh, look. It's already open.
Mothman was a cryptid that was seen in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and has been seen throughout the country. It is associated with the, what was it, the Silver Bridge collapse?
Yeah.
Over the Ohio River in Point Pleasant. And it was seen for several weeks there. It was a flying cryptid. And they even did a movie. They did a movie with Richard Gere called The Mothman Prophecies.
Yeah.
It's actually
a pretty good movie.
Oh, not bad at all.
Yeah.
And if you
very watchable.
If you've followed Hellier on Netflix,
they talked about it a little bit.
The Ingrid Cole character actually is associated with, made its rise. It had something to do with the Mothman prophecy or the Mothman event. Ingrid Cole was seen there. So that is what the Mothman. They have a festival in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, at least every year up until I guess last year.
COVID.
But I would love to go to that because the whole town is dedicated to the Mothman. That would be cool to go to.
I'm down. I mean, we got a fucking thing in West Virginia we want to do anyway.
That's true. We do have a hotel we want to go to.
Sid said she wants to go.
Oh, Sid does? Okay.
Which I was like, I mean, as long as you're willing to spend money, because there's only like fucking 5 rooms in that hotel. And if you're going to go, I want to try to get a whole floor. Right. So we can just do as we please. Like, what somebody below us going to be like, oh, they're walking around. Eat my dick, Barbara.
Why's it got to be Barbara? Why can't it be
I don't know, fucking
Jane?
Ethel, Phyllis. I don't give a shit.
Let's get to the next story. You'll like this one.
There's still more stories? Jesus Christ.
I still got 2. Well, one more.
Oh, my God. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
We're only an hour and 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hold on. Let's see what
I got
Jamie
food.
has
I
to
got
say.
food in the fucking fridge.
Yeah, 1966. I said 67.
We're gonna have to cut that dead spot out.
That's all right. I do it all.
Oh no, I'm not like bitching about it.
I do it all.
I just like Oh, by the way, I want to get. I'm gonna buy. I think I found the mixer that I think we should use.
Which one?
I don't remember what it's called, but like we can link up all our shit to where you can just different. It's got like a drum pad that's programmable for stuff like so you can like pull the intro up whenever you want, or you can pull the merch page up whenever you want.
So I can put "shut the fuck up." I can.
Oh, I definitely want a soundboard as well, and I also still stand by it. I want an auto tune button.
I know there's a Yamaha one where you can change your voice. You say button and it'll change. You know,
which I need to link up with those producers that we know and work on some stuff. Actually, I need to fucking hit up one of them because he actually played me something off his phone while we were working together, and he was like, "You want me to send you this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I fucking forgot to tell him the email. Even though I could just be like, go on fucking. He just followed my personal Instagram. I was like, "Why the fuck would you follow my personal Instagram? I haven't posted on that shit in like a year." Follow the podcast. If you want to see how I'm feeling that day, see how funny my meme is.
We got a year.
Till the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie said it.
Oh, she sent me a text message on September of 2022. It's a date.
I'm down if I'm still alive. How dark is it that you know me well enough that you know they're all like, haha, if he's still alive next year. You know me well enough to be like, nah, he's kind of fucking serious. I'm literally like fucking 2 bad choices away from just going straight fucking drug addict all over again.
Aren't we
and
all?
Just going down to yeah, but I've already done it once.
That's true.
So I know where it leads, and I'm still literally like, I'm not. Before everybody freaks the fuck out, I'm not gonna start doing fucking drugs again. But the thought does cross my mind every once in a while.
I'm telling you, we're doing a DMT episode.
Well, I say, like, my personal opinion is, I've said it before, like, that's the difference between a recovering addict and a former addict. I don't see myself as a recovering addict anymore. I see myself as a former addict. I'm still an addict.
Oh, you're always an addict, always an addict.
But I never do I actually have a thought that legitimately would lead me down the road of doing anything that I've ever had a problem with again. Like, the worst case scenario, you might catch me doing some type of hallucinogen, which I've always been open. Like, those are the drugs that I will still do. I haven't done it in like fucking 10 years, but like if I'm going to do a drug again, it would be acid or mushrooms or DMT or something like that.
Ayahuasca.
Like, oh, fuck that. I don't like vomiting that much.
Well, I was listening to a podcast. I forget what podcast, but you know who Neil Brennan is, right?
Izzy said, unfortunately, no. We're still on the same page on most things. It's the stuff from before I met you is the stuff that I am not. You'll never catch me. If you ever catch me doing the shit that I did before I met Izzy, I'm literally on a fucking self-destruction path trying to off myself. I've said that for the last like 5 or 6 years. If you catch me doing the drugs that were a problem for me back in the day, I'm literally trying to kill myself and put me in a psych ward.
But I was listening to a podcast. I forget what podcast it was, but it had, you know who Neil Brennan is, right?
Yeah.
You know, writer on Friends with Dave Chappelle.
I know Neil Brennan, yeah.
Comedian.
Great guy. We like to drink beer together sometimes. Not really. I've never met him in real life, but I know who you're talking about.
But he's big into ayahuasca. He swears by. He was an atheist. Took ayahuasca, and he's done it multiple times.
Well, that makes sense because the Bible was a fucking mushroom trip.
We'll do an episode on that at one point. But
that'd be a good Patreon.
His experiences on ayahuasca has basically made him into believer in a God type figure. You know, whether you know, not the Bible version of a God naturally, but there is something greater out there. Some sort of energy creating things. What the fuck?
I thought there was like a whole little spiel on the back of this bottle that I'd never seen. It's basically just a fucking fancy fuck description.
You know, DMT
is a nice looking bottle though.
It is. DMT is very intriguing to me because, you know, there's a lot of scientific people that believe that DMT opens you up to the other realm.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have the exact same experience. It's not like acid or it's more people are seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
So
because DMT is a naturally occurring thing.
Oh, we produce DMT every day.
Whereas LSD is not.
Right. The only reason we don't have trips all day is because I think our liver or stomach I think our liver produces something that kind of counteracts the
because the human body is an amazing thing.
Right. But we produce DMT.
Party! Now if we could just produce Whippets and fucking Viagra, we'd be good to go. We'd be just partying all the time. You ever done Whippets?
No.
Really?
No.
You never done no?
I'm not a big drug guy. I'll be open.
You ever done Duster?
Nope. Marijuana is about the only thing I've ever done in my life.
The stuff you spray off your keyboard with?
No.
It'll fuck you up. But you know the best part about this stuff? I've never done Duster to get high, but it is funny because it has the opposite effect as helium.
Get your low voice?
Yes. Dude, like you'll hit it. Like,
you and I cannot go much lower.
No, yeah. I've done it just to see how low my voice can go, and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like you sound like a demon. It's horrible for you, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, Izzy. I mean, not to put your business out there because I mean we're not gonna say your like full name or anything like that, but like I know Izzy has at least more. I don't want to say. Okay, fuck it. Let's be blunt here, because Izzy knows me. Like Izzy is not his legal name or anything like that, so anybody listening to this is not going to fucking try to track him down or anything. Izzy, I know, has probably done more drugs that are not physically harmful to a human body than I have. I've probably done more harsh drugs than he has. And I know he's definitely he's had more experiences with a lot of naturally occurring drugs than I have. So that being said, yes, the healthier drugs.
The healthier drugs.
If you want to have a conversation about any of these things, like I can fucking talk to him, see what he has to say, and like we can. It's pretty fucking easy. We can call you, and all we got to do is run it through the board into headphones for both of us, and like you can talk about whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, because like DMT is something.
Yeah, see, natural drugs. Natural drugs were not my issue.
No.
Natural drugs are awesome. I still love natural drugs. I don't do. I mean, I would smoke weed, but like, which I love how people fucking dance around that when they're on podcasts or in social media. It's like, oh yeah, oh my god, I'm worried about getting canceled. Yeah, I fucking smoke weed. Fuck off.
Dude, I smoked weed last week.
That's what I'm saying.
Before the podcast.
like if I wasn't running as late as I was gonna fucking roll a joint to bring over here with me. And even if you didn't want to smoke it, I was just gonna sit on the porch and be like, fuck that, put the fucking dead screen on there.
But DMT is something that I'm, I want to.
Oh, I know you do.
I want to experience that to see if there is something.
Yeah, because your interest in DMT is way bigger than mine. And I think it's just because I have more experience with other hallucinogenic drugs than you do. Have you ever done a hallucinogen?
No.
Ever? You've never done mushrooms
drug
or anything?
I've ever done in my life is marijuana.
Really? You've never done mushrooms?
Never done mushrooms.
Salvia? Nothing?
No.
Salvia is fun for about 15 minutes.
I mean, morphine, does that count?
I mean, it is a drug, but not in the way that we're talking about.
That's why I will never do heroin.
I would fucking hope not. If I ever like came over here and saw heroin in your house, that would be the night that I would physically put my hands on you.
Because after my surgery, I had a morphine drip.
It's dangerous.
I hit it.
That's how it happens, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's how it happens.
I could see how people
morphine
like this
and oxys and all that shit is the reason why fucking heroin took off.
See, I've taken every pain pill known to man, and never caught a buzz off any of it until when I had my back surgery.
Well, I mean, it's straight into your bloodstream too.
That
'Cause I told you about the first time I did Dilaudid, or I didn't do Dilaudid. I had Dilaudid when I was in the hospital because morphine didn't work. They gave me twice the normal dose of morphine, and it was just enough to get me through 3/4 of a CAT scan. And before that CAT scan was over, they were like, "Don't fucking move," and I was like, "Really?" Because I'm about to just curl up in the fetal position because I have a high pain tolerance and I'm in that much fucking pain, bud. And they took me back thinking I was a 25-year-old kid trying to get drugs. And I told him, I was like, dude, no, like, I'm literally, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't believe in hitting women and children and shit like that out of anger. But I am in enough pain that I am a fucking bee's cock away from getting up and punching anybody that is in front of me, male, female, transgender, child, adult, dog. I was in that kind of pain. And they're like, all right, we're going to try Dilaudid. And she was like, you're going to feel this weird feeling in your neck, like it's really sore. And then you should be all right. And sure as fuck, she put this Dilaudid into my IV. And, like, it felt like the most strenuous pain in the back of my neck that I've ever felt for that area.
Yeah.
For, like, a split second. And then my whole body, I just went. I was fully awake. Like, my brother and my roommate were there with me because I was in the ER. And, like, they just started laughing. They're like, how you feel? I was like, oh, I'm fucking cool, man. Like, I went from, like, about to punch a female nurse in the mouth for saying no to me for painkillers to being like, what's on TV? Like,
yeah. Oh, but when I hit that morphine drip, and it was almost immediate, I was like, oh, now I see what we're talking about. That was the moment I realized I can never do heroin because I think I would like that shit. If it's anything like morphine.
It numbs you.
Oh, no. Morphine doesn't numb you.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, no. It goes over you like a little waterfall. Just makes you warm.
Yeah, it numbs you to everything that's going on. It numbs you to all your problems, everything that's going on around you. That's why heroin's so addicting.
Right.
Because when you're on it, you don't worry about all that shit.
Right.
And I'm just speaking from what
I can see it.
Talking to people and stuff. I will say, I talked about, I don't think I've ever actually like really talked about my past with drugs on here.
No.
But I will say, never done heroin.
That's about the only thing you haven't done.
I don't know. Nowadays, there's a lot I haven't done, but there's a lot more drugs.
Yeah. But that was the moment I realized, oh, no, there will never be any heroin because I think I would like that shit.
And if anybody that watches this regularly is super curious about it, my teeth are fucked. That should lead you down the trail of finding out what drug I did back in the day.
But see, like DMT and mushrooms, that's something.
That's different. A totally different thing.
That's a mental.
Like I have multiple people that like I'm literally waiting on them to say like, yeah, I'm ready to try mushrooms because I told them I was like, I'll do mushrooms with you. Like you know me and you trust me, so like I'll give you X amount so that you'll like, not crazy. You won't go off the fucking. I mean mushrooms. Personal opinion in my experience, like you have to eat a good amount of mushrooms to go like all the way off the reserve,
right?
Because like back in the day, like I was eating eighths and quarters of mushrooms and fucking driving to the park. But like I have multiple people that I know that I'm just waiting for them to say something because they were like, well, I kind of want somebody I know and trust to be there. I'm like, I'll fucking do it. And they'll be like, but it'd be weird if you're not experienced. I was like, okay, so I'll give you this much and I'll just eat, like, if it's mushrooms, I'll just eat like a gram of them. Just enough to have me be like, where I'm not like, oh, look at all the pretty colors. I'm just like, man, I don't give a fuck about anything.
But see,
this fucking cartoon's sick.
You know, those aren't mind altering, they're mind opening.
Yeah.
Is my opinion.
Yeah.
That's like DMT. I'm curious to see if DMT is a window into the other side.
I can't speak to that. I've never done DMT.
You know,
I would be willing with the right person, with the right people in the right situation, but like I've never done DMT. And like I've heard stories online and shit of people like it just comes up around them when they're at like a party or something. Fuck that. Like Izzy. I'm not saying it just to fucking precurse all this. I'm not saying Izzy does any of these drugs or anything like that, but him and I have an understanding of each other. We've known each other for some years. We both know that we have done drugs. Izzy would be one of those people that if he came to me and he was like, hey man, if you're trying to try some DMT, I just so happened to stumble upon some and I was going to like, I would do almost any drug with Izzy just because of the person he is.
All right.
Like I'm not speaking to him doing or not doing drugs. Like he's not like a fucking druggie by any means. He's a fucking great dude. He's got positive energy and he's fucking happy all the goddamn time. I've never heard Izzy be in a bad mood. Even when Izzy's in a bad mood, he's fucking in a good mood.
But DMT's different than, in my opinion, from what I've read, my inexperience of them, but from what I've read, DMT's a little bit different than the mushrooms and every other thing else. From what I've heard and what I've read about it. It's a little bit different. There's something different going on in that trip.
Yeah. Which is why, like, personal opinion, I would say you might want to taper yourself up to it and maybe try mushrooms first. Or salvia even. Because salvia's like DMT. It's just not extreme. Salvia's gone in like 15, 20 minutes. You just like smoke it out of a bowl or a bong. And you just like one of my buddies back in the day when we had our first apartment, like he just fucking cracked the fuck up. Like crying, belly laughing, bawling, crying at nothing. Wasn't talking to any of us. And we were like, dude, what the fuck was that? He was like, you remember those old like fucking like Hot Wheels carpets that you had in your room that had like a whole town with roads and shit like that? And we were like, yeah. And he was like, it was like one of those on the wall and there was just a train riding around, but it was like a Thomas the Tank Engine train and it had a face and it was smiling and laughing. I was smiling and laughing at the face on the train, and then it just went away and here we are. And I'm talking like this kid was laughing so hard, like he's crying, his face is red for like 10 minutes straight, to the point that we're all crying, laughing at how hard he's laughing. And then he just like, oh God, oh. And we were like, download what the fuck you just experienced, because we've been sitting here just watching you fucking laugh because we've done this and you haven't. And apparently your first time was a fuckload better than every time I've ever fucking done it. And that was some really good salvia. Because I got that salvia. That was purple stanky salvia. I got it from Northern Kentucky. That was some fucking good shit.
All right. Enough about drugs. Let's get into, we got 2 more to do. We got to wrap it up real quick. We want to keep under 2 hours. Third article I found.
Oh, God. There you go.
What?
Alyssa and Izzy, they'd be besties.
Oh.
I might have to introduce you to one of these days. That was fucking louder than I thought it was going to be. Holy shit. Next.
What? She says DMT literal portal. See, that's what.
Wait, have you done DMT?
Girl, what's up?
I thought I knew her.
Oh, my goodness. No, let's get into this next story. New Zealand City.
Oh, we're off to a good start. Some fucked up shit happens in New Zealand, bud.
New Zealand City is taking its official wizard, yes, I said fucking wizard, off the payroll after 2 decades.
Now, are we talking like a wizard, like a magical wizard, or like a grand wizard?
Magical wizard.
Okay.
No white shit. No,
because I'm much more supportive of a magical wizard, even though I think they're bullshit.
They should have been a little bit more descriptive, I guess.
Yes, they should have. Did he wear purple? Did he have a hood?
I do not think so.
Did he use a noose as a belt?
This article came from NPR.org. Apparently,
of course, it came from NPR.
What is this? Christchurch, New Zealand, I guess. Christchurch, New Zealand.
Where's that?
Christchurch, New Zealand. Is that what that says? Or am I drunk?
Christchurch.
Christchurch.
Yeah. It might be Christchurch in their dialect, but it's Christchurch to us.
Or Church of Christ, New Zealand. Hey, they're New Zealand. We're not big in New Zealand. I don't think. If we are,
I think we might be on Instagram. I think they might be in our top 5
I love
on
New
Instagram.
Zealand.
Oh yeah, I love the fucking what is it? The Black Rabbits, I think, or the New Zealand All Blacks.
If you are listening from New Zealand, let us know about this fucking wizard.
Yeah, send me a customized All Blacks jersey with my name on it. That's the New Zealand rugby team.
But apparently, this town, Christchurch, New Zealand, is parting ways with its official city wizard after more than 2 decades. His offensive marks.
Oh yeah. What do you do for a living, there, Mac? Oh, I'm the wizard for the town of Christchurch. The fuck does that mean? I basically just sit in my house and drink Fosters and fuck me wife and her sister, and then I go out every once in a while and act like I do magic. Don't worry about me.
But okay, get this. His official or offensive remarks about women and the local government.
Whoa. He just directly added her back up off my Kool-Aid, motherfucker. I'm just kidding.
Okay, his official. I'm about half drunk apparently. His offensive remarks about women and the local government's new tourism strategy reportedly spelled his doom. Apparently, he didn't like women.
Yeah, he's a fucking wizard because you know why he didn't like women? Because he's never been laid. Because clearly he's a fucking incel because he's a wizard for the town of Christchurch.
You saying wizards don't get laid? Is that what you're telling me?
Not in 2021. Who the fuck who goes to New Zealand and they're like, oh man, that rugby guy's really cool. Oh man, that surfer guy's really cool. Oh man, that fisher guy's really cool. And then you look in the corner of the bar and you go like, hello, puppet. Oh, I love you. You want to talk about magic? I don't know why I'm talking like
if you're a wizard, couldn't you? I think they're the easiest ones to get laid. They can just cast a love spell.
Love potion number 9.
But get this. He has been the city wizard since 1998, receiving an annual salary of 16,000, whatever their money is. It's more than 11,000.
It should be dollars.
No, it says NZ. It says more than.
It should be. Yeah, well, I think
11,000 US dollars.
I think it's still dollars. Oh. Well, they call them dollars. I know in Australia they're still dollars. But there is an exchange rate.
Right. Yes, but it's about $11,000 a year to be the official wizard of Christchurch. To provide acts of wizardry and other wizard-like services.
What the fuck? Where's this job for the city of fucking Hamilton?
Crystal ball, palm reading.
Yeah, let me do that job. Let me get $11,000 extra dollars a year just to be like, what? Yeah, no, you're not. You're not possessed by the devil. Stop doing fucking heroin, Margaret.
Dude, have you
noticed that shit?
What?
The fucking the mutants of this city have been like, I hate this time of year.
Oh, dude,
it's bad. Like once it cools off a little bit and you can travel lightly without sweating because they're all wearing 3 jackets and carrying 3 bags. Like I have no problem with fucking the homeless community and shit like that, but we're not talking about normal down on their luck people. We're talking about straight meth and heroin addict fucking mutants.
Real talk. Kroger's right down the street here. You drive past it to get here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I refuse to go there.
Oh, I go there.
I don't.
I will not go there.
I go to Kroger
after dark.
I go to Kroger by my job.
I will not go there anymore after dark.
I will drive to either of the Krogers by my job and then cart all of my groceries back to the house. I will not go to that fucking like. And you know me, like I'm not. It's not because I'm uncomfortable. Like I feel unsafe. Like, as far as my safety goes, I'm comfortable in most situations that a lot of people aren't, as far as city living and shit like that. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, what's the worst thing going to happen? I get fucking shot or stabbed. Big fucking deal. That's an email. But, like, it's just, like, I'm uncomfortable in that, like, I don't fucking know how to people with a lot of the I don't want to say a lot of the people, with a lot of the less than savory people that naturally inhabit the area in which we live.
Oh,
because like normal motherfuckers, like I see people around here that like I'll run into and I'll still hold, like they'll be blatantly racist. I can tell by the way they're dressed or something they're wearing, and I don't give a fuck. I'll hold the door and be like, have a good day, dude. Like, whatever. Be dumb. That's fine. But when you're fucking doped out of your fucking gourd, and that's coming from me, it's a different kind of doped out of your fucking gourd. You know what I'm saying? There's the downers and uppers are two totally different worlds. I don't know how to deal with people on downers. Like they're like, "Who's the fucking government?" And I'm like, Putin did World War II. He wasn't even alive.
I had to stop in there because I needed some allergy medicines on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm just reading.
So I had to stop. I said I'll stop in there and get me some, Benadryl or whatever, Kroger version of Benadryl, 24-hour non-drowsy, as I was told.
Preach about the dental pain, Jesus Christ! You don't even want to look in my mouth. Yeah. I didn't even do drugs or drug for that long, and my mouth is still fucked.
So I went in there at 9:30ish. It was fucking
at night.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. I might stop there for like a 12-pack of pop or something like that on my way home from work at like 4:30, but.
No, I've been there during the day, like a Saturday afternoon.
And it's like I said, I don't feel unsafe. I just feel uncomfortable.
Oh, it's a different.
Like I'm not worried. Like I've been in there before, and I've never once been like that guy's gonna try to stab. Like I'm not worried about that. Like you know me
basically,
and you know the stature of me compared to most people, and you for that matter. And like half the motherfuckers that walk into that grocery store, like if you want to fucking come at me, like you better have a knife or something because I'm gonna be. 3 inches taller and like 120 pounds heavier than you. Like it's just not going to end well. I just feel socially uncomfortable in that fucking grocery store.
During the day, it's almost amusing. It's like it makes Walmart look cool.
Yeah.
You get a better class in Walmart.
Yeah.
But it's almost comical.
That specific Kroger.
It's almost comical.
Yeah.
But once the sun goes down, motherfucker gets scary.
Well,
I thought I was going to have to shank somebody.
Well, look where it is.
Oh, right. I thought I was going to have to shank a motherfucker.
It's right there on the second one of 3 main drags in this area of town. There's a 24-hour gas station across the street. There's a bar across the street. There's a couple restaurants, and there's a little like don't ask, don't tell neighborhood right behind it.
Yeah,
which is where you live. I'm not saying that to be shitty, but you know what I'm talking about.
It's a little bit down that way. Actually.
Down towards the strip. Yeah, but I'm not saying that to be shitty towards you. I'm just saying like you live here, so you know very well. Like this is one of those. It's not like it's not the projects or anything like that, but this is a don't ask, don't tell kind of neighborhood. There's a couple of fucking neighbors that might run their mouth and fucking call cops and shit, but other than that, if it doesn't bother you, you fucking leave it alone.
Well, it was like I said on the Ed Gein episode, I can draw a half-mile radius
and find at least 3 people that have killed more people than Ed Gein. Yeah,
I guarantee
100%.
And
I could probably do that from my house.
There is nothing to be walking down the street. I don't walk around here much, except to the car. But
that LSU truck.
Yeah. But there is nothing to see needles on the sidewalk.
Oh, no.
Especially out right here.
Even where I'm at, you see them every once in a while.
Especially right out here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right here.
Nice and dark.
Right here. Right next to my place. Especially with the place that was across the street for a while. Mm-hmm. No longer,
He's dead now.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah.
There was nothing to pick up needles. I've been told about people picking up needles in what is my yard.
Oh, yeah.
So,
just like I said, even over where I'm at. Like, where I'm at is a better part of town. And you still fucking see them.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody.
It's still the same fucking town.
I was talking to somebody. Well, that's called Lindenwold. I don't live in Hamilton. I live in Lindenwold. No, you live in Hamilton. Yeah, I'm speaking.
It's still Hamilton.
I'm speaking to somebody.
Yeah, it's still fucking Hamilton.
You know who you are, babe. You know who you are.
Babe.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
But the babe.
I call everybody babe.
No, you don't.
I call you babe.
I've never heard you. I don't remember you ever calling me babe.
I don't. I've called everybody babe.
Oh,
no. No, but we got to talk. I don't live in Hamilton. I live in Lindenwold. I said, do you pay Hamilton city tax?
Right. Like,
Then you live
it's
in
fucking Hamilton. It's a suburb of Hamilton.
Yes. Anyway.
And not only is it a suburb, it's not even a suburb on the outskirts. It's a suburb within Hamilton.
Yes. But anyway, I thought I was going to have to kill a motherfucker at Kroger Saturday night. If that motherfucker got any closer to me, whacked out, oh, he was higher than fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, dude, it happened to me a couple weeks ago. I never even told anybody about that just because like it is what it is. But it happened at that fucking gas station right there.
Which guy? Oh,
the one that's 24 hours. The good one.
Across the street.
Yeah, the good one, not the other one. The little one is fucking hoodie. The big name one is nice.
Right down here.
Yeah. Thornton's.
Okay. Yeah.
Thornton's is nice. I like Thornton's.
What's the little one?
Oh, at Ohm Oil. Across the street. It gets a little hoodie over there.
Oh, on the other side of it.
Yeah. Across from the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets a little hoodie in that place. I don't go to that place. Like, not just it's another one of those things. Like, I'm not afraid of any of that shit. I just, if I can avoid it, I'm going to. You know what I mean? But that shit happened in fucking Thornton's, dude. I don't know what the fuck this cat was doing. It actually happened twice in the last couple weeks. I don't know what this cat was doing, but like he just happened to be browsing down the same aisles as me. I straight looked at him. I was like, dude, you need to back the fuck up off of me. Like, I'm not trying to cause waves, but like I didn't say it, but I was like, I know you're fucked up right now, and if you're about to do something stupid, you picked the wrong one, because I will pick you up and throw you over this goddamn aisle, because you weigh about 120 pounds of fucking heroin addict, and I will fuck you up if you reach for any of my shit. And then a couple, like 2-3 days ago, there was this fucking couple of girls that walked in, and she got real close to me waiting in line. And I just kind of turned and looked at her. I was like, I swear to God, I feel your hands anywhere on my person. You better hope a female employee here gets to you before I do, because I will beat the shit out of you with a bag of Muddy Buddies. Oh, so that I can say I didn't put my hands on a woman.
This guy started coming. I was walking out. I didn't have a card or anything. I just had a bag. I just got freaking allergy medicine.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have to kill the motherfucker with a fucking knife or a pen knife or, a pen. I had a pen in my pocket.
That's why I always wear my cowboy boots where I stomp twice and the blade comes out the toe.
I was literally, I had the pen in my front pocket. He was coming and he had that look in his fucking eye. I reached in my pocket. I didn't care if I had to do that or freaking my key. Just make sure it wasn't a car key. I need that shit to work. I was going to have, that's one, I don't get scared about much. I've been outside smoking a cigarette on the front porch and heard gunshots.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I've heard gunshots at the place I live at while I was sitting inside, and immediately I went outside to smoke a cigarette. So I was like, let's go see what's going on.
Well, that's like Sunday night or Sunday morning when shit was popping off at 5 o'clock in the morning, woke my fat ass out of bed after 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I went outside. Fuck it. I'm going to see what's going on. But I was like, okay, I might have to kill this son of a bitch, because there's going to be no talking him off the fucking ledge if he comes. He's walking toward me, that heroin slumber, and mumbling. I was like, don't.
Yeah.
I don't have time for the cops right now. Oh. But yes, so I would.
That's one of the lucky parts about me growing up when I did, is like there's been several people that I went to school with that ended up on heroin, and some of them died. Like, so I'm a little more used to it, where like, I don't give a fuck. Like, as long as I don't feel you go in my pockets, I can have a straight out fucking doped out dude like basically fall on me and be like, dude, back the fuck off. Like, I get it. You're fucked up. You ran into me. Now fuck off.
Well,
as long as I don't feel them go in my pockets, then that's when I have a problem with somebody.
Well, there's a difference between knowing somebody and knowing that they're fucked up.
No, I'm not talking about knowing somebody. I'm just talking about knowing where they're at. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, see, I don't. You don't.
See, it's not the heroin addicts I worry about. It's the people that are on the uppers. There's a distinct difference in how they behave. And I can say that because I was the upper person.
Yes, you were. All right.
The upper person is the one. You can't trust an upper person when they're on it. The downer person, you need to watch out for when they're not.
You heard it here, folks.
I mean, it's facts. Anybody that knows anything, everybody's different, but for the most part, somebody who does uppers, they're on uppers. They're fucking wound for sound. They're ready to go. That's when they're going to be fucking active and shit. Somebody who's doped up is just doped up. It's when they come down and they start getting sick. That's when you got to watch out for them.
All right, let's get off the fucking Hamilton. Just say I will not be going to Hamilton Kroger's after dark.
Not on the west side or the east side. No.
Oh hell no.
On the west side, I'll go to the one on the west side.
Yeah, but that's too far to fucking drive. I'd rather go.
I'd rather go to the one by my work.
I'd rather go, over by your work.
I go to the one by my work all the time.
Which
like
one?
I just go
the
straight
new one
down.
or the
either one.
Yeah, I'd go there
Just
first.
depends on I'll go to my car and be like, which way has worse traffic? Okay, that's the one.
The only reason I go to that one, and I go on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon, because it's right down the freaking. I could walk there. I could walk there.
Oh yeah, a weekend.
My fat ass
any afternoon really are good.
But
around here, it's when the sun goes down. That's when
the freaks come out of this fucking.
The freaks come out at night. I mean, it's the same thing. Really, not to sound like a fucking heartless prick, but I'll say this because I do have my past. Hardcore drug addicts and drug users are like pests. They come out at night.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see them in the daytime. Like driving home from work, nobody walking down the street. Driving home from here, when I leave here, guarantee I see at least 5 motherfuckers that I go, God damn, you need to get your fucking life together.
Better life.
I'm not judging you from a shitty standpoint. I've been there, but you need to get your fucking life together, dude. What do we got? What's next?
Last story. That's not even a story. I just wanted to let everybody know. The house that inspired The Conjuring
is up for sale for $1.2 million.
$1.2 million.
Which
to AP News.
A lot of people were like, what the fuck are you doing asking $1.2 million? Have you seen that house in that little piece of land? Not shocking, even without the haunting, that it's worth $1.2 million.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt to have a haunting. And that's what a lot of people
have the haunting as far as anybody in my generation and the generation under me is
which
concerned.
Is probably a bunch of bullshit.
I have seen some YouTube videos of people that went in there and did overnighters and like weird shit has happened, but nothing like what the stories say.
Right. There's always.
But that's the thing is I would love to stay there. I'd pay the fucking $1,000 to go there with you and a couple other people just to see.
Well, see, that's what a lot of people don't understand.
Well, we say all the time there's truth in every story.
A lot of people are doing this though. A lot of these haunted locations. People are buying them up to do that.
Well, yeah. It's just Trans-Allegheny is a business. Fucking the Ohio State Reformatory is a business.
Now they're using it.
What's the one it's not a monastery. What's it called? Where they used to send the bad nuns that like got knocked up and shit while they were a nun. Fuck, what's it called?
In Ohio?
No. Fuck, I'll have to look it up.
I don't know. But in a lot of these big time
St. Anne's Retreat.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't Ghost Adventures do a thing there? Probably.
But like that's where like a lot of the nuns there were like got knocked up by a priest or by some guy or like it was where the bad nuns went.
But some of these big paranormal teams are buying these locations to rent them out
100%.
or to pimp them out.
You think if I didn't have the money to buy a fucking haunted location, I wouldn't do it?
I was talking to somebody at one time. There was a place down that's no longer open. I'll tell you.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
Off there, down closer to the river. And I said, hey, if we can get it dirt cheap, we'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll chip in
because it doesn't even have to be haunted. As long as you make it a little creepy and fucking offer tours, people will do it.
There is a lot of activity there been reported there. You can't get into it. They've closed it down. The guy who owns it won't let you in there anymore.
I'm a good talker, Phil.
No, it's
structural problems.
I think so.
Yeah,
I mean, it would have been.
That's fair.
It would have been a pain in the ass, and he shut it down. But there's been a bunch of teams been in there. But and I was like, I'd be down for it as a money making opportunity.
We don't have to go investigate it. I'll even sign a waiver.
But
have you looked into that?
What?
To Roz?
I haven't had freaking time.
I'll look into it.
I got his card. I'll send it.
Because we got a good.
It'll probably be. I'll see what's.
We got at least 5 or 6 people.
I'll see what's
total, including you and I.
I'll see what's in November. Let's see what Jamie had to say. Yeah, she's obviously cussing. I can't read it.
Apparently, that place has a shit ton of activity. Are you top?
What place has a shit ton of activity?
Hold on. Cut the mics.
Hold on. Cut the mics. Hold on. Let me make sure. All right, we're back.
Sorry, that was a sidebar.
What place has a shit ton of activity? Jamie, be more specific, please.
Well, I mean, we just cut the mics to talk about it, so if she's going to throw it out there, it kind of ruins the point of us cutting the mics.
I don't know what she's talking about, whether it's a school
I'm assuming she's talking about the same place as you.
I've never talked to her about it. Depends on which place by the river.
I was going to say there's a lot of places by the river because, I don't know if you know this, but traditionally, paranormal activity
has something to do with flowing water.
Yes.
Anyway.
It moves with the water.
But
especially Native Americans do.
Yes.
Which doesn't... I remember seeing that on TV and everybody's like, I'm like, why? What the fuck surprises you about that surprises you?
Well, that's like Rawls. You know there's an underwater spring there that runs.
It's Kentucky, of course there is.
Right, you know, but there is something about, you have...
I mean, just look at fucking Bobby Mackey's.
Oh, fuck Bobby Mackey's.
I know, but Bobby Mackey's has it's not a spring, but a moving water source underneath it, and it has for like 300 years. Is she right?
No. Are you talking about, what is that, Sedamsville? Are you talking about Sedamsville Rectory or whatever?
See, you had me at Rectory. I am a Rectory right now.
I don't think you can get in there anymore.
I'll get in there.
I know. I think they closed. They fucked over a lot of people.
I'll get in there.
They shut down. I don't think they...
I don't need their permission.
Right, but there was...
Most of the places I've been were without permission.
I don't do that. That's against the law.
Yeah, well, all of mine were over 7 years ago, so the statute of limitations mean they can't come get me.
That's all I
Fuck
got.
You.
We are over... We're at 2 hours. I say we get the fuck out of here, because I got to piss, mainly.
I kind of got to pee. Mostly I want a cigarette.
Yes, I've heard a lot of activity. I've seen a lot of things there, or I've never been there, but I don't think you can get into there anymore.
I'm gonna try to get in there.
I don't think they, the people who run it.
I'll sign a waiver.
I don't think they.
That's why I don't go to haunted houses. See, that's the thing is investigations. I will sign a waiver. I'm willing to sign a waiver. Haunted houses, I want to have to sign a waiver because other than that, they're stupid.
I don't think they even accept. They won't return your messages or anything now.
All I gotta do is find the address. I'll get in there. Just me and a fucking GoPro.
Go ahead. All right, we are going to get out of here.
As long as they can't prove where you were, you can do that shit. I watch all kinds of YouTube channels of people going places they're not supposed to be, but they can't prove they are at that place.
All right. Don't forget to, if you want to support this podcast, be sure to check out the Patreon at patreon.com/GITM podcast. We are getting ready to do the movie critique.
The Unholy.
The Unholy.
Which was provided by Tyler.
We are going to do that. Hopefully this weekend we will either get together and do it or somehow.
You want to split this?
No.
It's not worth leaving.
We'll just drink it.
Sack of shit.
Unholy, and then maybe the following one will be Halloween Kills.
I'm down. I'm always down to watch a fucking slasher flick.
But if you want, those episodes will only be on the Patreon channel, so you have to become a patron of the Patreon channel. So head on over there and support the podcast that way and get all the bonus episodes and bonus material that we put out. Really, let's see here. What else we got? Instagram is really the best way to follow us.
That was a big job.
If you want to interact with Travis and all his beautiful memes.
Eat my sack of cocks.
Go to Instagram and it's at ghost_night.
I love how abusive I am verbally to our fans, even though I'm like the best guy. Like Tyler will back it up. Like I felt bad earlier. He messaged us this morning. He's like, "You guys doing a live stream?" And I checked it, but I was like, "Fuck, I gotta be working like 8 minutes, and it takes me 15 minutes to get to work, and I still gotta let the dog out and put my shoes on and get dressed." And then my fucking laundry was still wet, so I had to wear clothes that I would not normally wear to work.
Oh, it happens.
I didn't get there till like 9:22. I was supposed to be there at 9.
Ouch.
I'm the first one there. Nobody fucking knows. Like a couple of people know, and it's just the people that have the fucking alarms on their phone. And I'm like, "What the fuck, you guys? I work fucking 7 days a week. You can eat my dick. I'll show up whenever the fuck I want to."
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at ghost_night_podcast. That is really one of the better ways to do it.
Instagram's definitely the best way to get a hold of us.
Twitter's not bad. I will answer you on Twitter.
I haven't had to answer anybody on Twitter, but I do check.
We actually are getting some.
We were at 2612 last time I checked.
I think last I saw was 2613 right before you got here. I think.
How many subscribers do we have on YouTube? Because
381 as of
581.
No, 381.
I thought it was 581.
No, 381.
Slackers.
But that we got like 4.
I remember I was like, I had it up. I was listening to us silently just to get the free view.
Oh, I know. I do too.
Yeah. And like it said 74, and then I got on. I went to copy the link on the laptop at work today. Ugh. So I could plug it in real quick to the Instagram post, and it said 81, and I was like, so what the fuck? I think my phone was just behind.
Well, no, we got like 4 yesterday. We were like 377.
The Instagram's been on the move.
Yeah, but
fuck, dude, I put that thanks for 500 thing up there, and like by the time I put it up there, we're at like 530 something. Yeah. We're at like 570 now. Yeah,
but Ghost of the Night on Twitter. You know, I do a lot more on Twitter. I respond a lot more, but we do. He
responds a lot more. I post more.
I post more. If I post
now, I post more on Twitter.
Well, but I post most like this episode.
Yeah, I just put memes up.
Yeah, but I try to interact with that and Facebook. Facebook, I could give 2 shits about. Fuck Zuckerberg, he's a douchebag. And that reminds me, Instagram. Fuck Instagram.
Why?
On my personal, I do not like dance videos. Why do I keep getting dance videos popping up all over my feed?
I'm gonna be honest. I forget. It has nothing to do with your personal, but like I forget that I'm on this Instagram when I'll take a shit or go smoke a cigarette. And get
on my personal.
That's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with your personal. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I guarantee I could hit Instagram and I got the first thing up was going to be a dance video. I don't give a fuck about people dancing.
Ooh.
Be sure to share this episode. Share with all your friends. Like Jamie did before we even got started, she shared this shit. I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, Izzy, you need to you don't need to, but Izzy's one of those ones I'm going to go after because I know for a fact Izzy was fucking Facebook famous for a while because him and his goddamn "That's Insane" sign at music festivals definitely got Facebook famous for a short period of time and share our shit. Love you, bud.
Be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
And we got reposted.
Sweet. I probably did it.
No, it was the same chick that reposts like half of the fucking memes that I post.
Yeah. But be sure to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Head on over to your favorite podcast player or podcast app. Be sure to follow us, like, and review us on that as well. We would greatly appreciate it. So, I think that is it. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I got to piss and smoke.
All right, we are out of here. Thank you to everybody who was in the chat room tonight.
It was a lovely time. I enjoyed all of your faces.
Yes, we love you all. And thanks for everybody that is listening to this on their favorite podcast app. We will see you next Monday for sure. We will be doing a Patreon episode with The Unholy, a critique of the movie The Unholy here within the next
Don't get COVID.
week. I can't now. I'm vaxxed.
Let me know how that works out for you, because I've been hearing about a lot of motherfuckers that got vaccinated getting COVID, so what's the fucking point? That's always been my goddamn thing. Oh, you'll get vaccinated, come into my bar or my establishment. Why? So that I can be like, I'm vaccinated and positive.
But you can come in because you're vaxxed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, eat my dick. I haven't been vaccinated. I've had COVID, I think, fucking
you
twice,
have
and I'm not fucking worried about it.
Your antibodies should be stronger than mine.
Like this, like everybody freaked the fuck out about this. I'm like, no, I'm just fucking tired. It happens every time I get tired. I always get the sniffles when I'm fucking tired. Back up off my dick, Bernice.
Everybody relax. All right, we will see you next Monday. We love you. Take
Possibly
care.
Before.
Well, you never know when we're allowed to. Hopefully we're gonna get the TikTok shit rolling.
I have a normal shift tomorrow. I'm off Wednesday. If you want to do something Wednesday, we can. Late. I have plans during the day.
Well, I have to work, so it would be late.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it'd be
8, 9 o'clock. Like, or not even like 6, 7, 8, 9. Like all that would work if you want to do Patreon that night. If you want to get together and watch that movie and shit, which is on you because that wedding wipes me out and I'm fucking broke.
Oh, I know. Me too. But
dude, my checking account is abysmal.
I spent a little money this weekend.
IRA's on the uptick though.
All right. We will see you guys next Monday for sure. And we'll get a Patreon episode out there.
We'll have one up by the beginning of next week.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We will definitely record one for this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I'd say by Sunday evening I think there should be one up on Patreon for sure.
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Eat my ass.
Twice on Sunday.
3 times on Sunday.
All right. Good night.